Ooh, we're live.
What is it?
Do it live.
Action.
Do it live! Fuck it! Alright. Alright, hey guys, I'm Django Fett. I am the creator of the Facebook group Star Wars Reviews, where we review different types of Star Wars material, being video games, books, comics right here, yep, TV shows, and even the new Rebels TV show if you wanted to. But I also have a YouTube channel where I review Star Wars comics as well, and do Star Wars Let's Plays, and like do a lot of Star Wars as well. But that's just it for me. I might as well go to Tristan right now, and he'll introduce himself, and they'll just go around and introduce themselves as well. So, Tristan?
Yeah. What's up? It's Tristan, and well, yeah, I got a YouTube channel, and I pretty much I have a podcast where I talk about Star Wars. It's Minox Nest. You can go look that up, and if you're interested in joining the unofficial continuation of Star Wars, look at that link below, and on to the next.
I want to also add Minox Nest is a really good podcast. I definitely recommend you guys watch that. Very great stuff. They touch on everything. And they usually run for like 30 minutes to an hour. Am I right on that,
Correct.
Tristan? Okay.
Oh,
and they're really good. Very good podcast. So,
Appreciate that.
yeah, no problem. Jeremy?
I'm Jeremy from Stupid Chainsaw Productions. That's my YouTube channel where Dark Horse Star Wars does not die. I talk about it a lot.
Hallelujah.
I talk about all sorts of comics and stuff, big DC, Marvel, into the indies like Image and Boom. So I don't have the fancy banner because mine decided it didn't have to work today. So
No worries. No worries.
So yeah, on to who's next.
Edward?
I'm Alex Starr from YouTube. I upload a lot of cool content about Star Wars, and I do everything free Disney-ness of Star Wars, and then I got the Star Wars Expanded Universe Network on my Facebook page. Give it a like.
Okay. Benjamin?
Alright, I'm Ben. I'm also known as Bumbling Beaver on YouTube. I'm not involved in any Facebook groups, so I don't have a banner or anything like that, but and my YouTube channel, I put like Let's Plays, mostly Star Wars games, but I also have an Indiana Jones thing. And I do only update it infrequently, mostly because of college, and I have a ton of other pursuits as well. So you can check it out, or you can just completely ignore it. That's fine too. So, so yeah.
Cool. Cool.
What are we talking about today, gentlemen?
All right, so I figure I'd let you guys know right now. I'm actually planning on doing a podcast series to my channel. So I'm actually going to be doing a one-on-one talk with just Star Wars EU fans like you guys, and where we can just talk about just like why we love the EU and what we feel like could be changed in our continuity, and just talk about the EU in general. So I'm actually going to be starting that on my channel. So I just wanted to let you guys know that too.
That's sweet.
Awesome.
So just a one-on-one talk with you guys, and then we can just let everybody know that we love the EU so much. I mean, I love the EU so much. I mean, look at all this stuff I have in my background. I mean, come on. But
there's Marvel stuff in your background.
Oh no, don't, okay. Hey, let me censor that out. Okay, don't look at that. I just love the movies. I love the movies. Okay, I mean, you gotta admit the Marvel movies are pretty good.
Oh yeah, they're damn good.
I cannot wait for the new Avengers movie. By the way, I just want to put that out there.
I'm waiting for the X-Men movie and Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Oh yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty good. It was really good.
Oh man, I don't even watch movies anymore.
I'm a big movie fan.
What's wrong with you?
I love movies. I think the most recent movie I saw was actually the Battle of the Five Armies.
Oh yeah.
And boy, was I disappointed. That movie was.
I know it.
trash.
It was pretty good, but it was just so over the top. I was like, what is this Hollywood?
Yeah, I know. Like Desolation of Smog, like got away with it, and I like that. I love Desolation of Smog. But like the
Yeah.
third movie, however, is just mess. It's just a god awful mess, and it's just filled with some of the worst CGI I've ever seen. Awful
I didn't
CGI.
think it was that bad, but I just thought the battle itself, all this stuff, it was just there's so much crazy crap happening. It kind of pulled me out of the experience, and then all of a sudden it just ends. You know, it's like you could have gone on a little more about like what Bilbo and the dwarves are doing because it does mention that in the book. But
Yeah.
Although there was the gold scene, which is probably the strangest thing I've ever seen in a mainstream film.
I liked how Thorn was like going mad and all. I liked that. I didn't think that was bad, but it's just like
The
that
drowning
scene.
in
I know
the
what you're
gold.
talking about. Yeah. But I know Star Wars prequels have been like, been hated on. Like everybody hates them so much. I actually liked them. I didn't think they were as.
I did too.
I
agree.
like the originals too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're bad or anything like that. But the prequels have gotten such a bad rap, like over so much CGI and the characters and the story and all that crap. But I have to say the CGI and the story is better than the Hobbit's prequel, films, whatever you want to call it.
Well, we can just say that the Star Wars prequels brought us a ton of EU that was just so good.
Yeah.
That, with the
Yeah.
in-betweens, yeah. That was,
Without the prequels, we wouldn't have got that awesome 2003 show.
Yeah.
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 That what?
That 2003 show.
Yeah, that, the
Wait.
micro series.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Oh,
Clone Wars
okay.
series. Yeah.
I actually have never seen that.
I know I watched the full thing, but
Yeah, I never see that. Oh, get out of here.
I never watched the full thing, but I see a lot of clips of it. And it's pretty interesting. I like it.
Oh, you're talking about the Gennady Tartakovsky series?
I'm talking about the 2003 one. I never watched the full show, okay? But I upload it on YouTube, but I watch some parts of it, and I kind of get like the drift, and I actually kind of like it. But
I love the animation style too. I thought it was pretty good. A lot of people hate it, but I frankly I love it. It's like Samurai Jack, and I think that's like the best cartoon ever. That's just my opinion.
Sorry, what I miss out on?
Oh, just talking about comparing the Hobbit prequels to the Star Wars prequels, kind of.
I honestly think the prequels are better. The Star Wars prequels are way better than the Hobbit, just in my opinion.
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't mind the prequels, but then again, I grew up with them, so.
Yeah, no, I grew up with them too, so I have a love for the prequels. I don't hate the prequels
Right.
like all the the original trilogy. I know is the best, but it's not
Of
like
course.
like you didn't have that connection with like the prequels in a way. In a way.
I didn't think they were like super terrible.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
The only thing I really hated was the cheesy dialogue between Anakin and Padme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty bad. The romance, yeah.
It's
Or
like,
Jar-
how did he woo this woman?
Or Jar Jar being a senator.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And just Jar Jar Binks
He said
himself. It's just,
powers to Palpatine, emergency powers.
Hey, the only thing I really have like a little beef with was in Episode 3. How did Sidious easily kill Jedi Masters like that? Like, come on. You just-
I know, I can answer that. It's a movie where basically you just stand there and get killed. That's it.
He did a spinny flip, and they were probably shocked that an old man could do
he
that.
did a roar too. He don't forget the screech. Don't forget the screech too, and that scared the crap out of them. That froze them.
Hey, boom.
My in-universe explanation was that he was either using like some sort of force shroud or done mock. To
I've never seen that before. Where you just
I don't know. I'm just
someone like that. Like
I'm just guessing, because there's like that Sith technique done mock. I think that's what
Yeah.
where it's basically
Wait, what
just
was the in-universe explanation? I missed that.
I said I said he probably either used like some sort of force shroud or done mock, which is like a Sith technique to just kind of throw your opponent off your game. That's what I would guess. In in actuality, though, they just wanted to kill those three off really quick to say, hey, Sidious is he's really good with a lightsaber.
Yeah, I know, right?
So,
Left.
Well, this can bridge into something I discovered today. The first spin-off Star Wars movie's been announced. It's going to be a Han Solo spin-off.
Lovely.
Hey,
Out of all,
yeah.
I'm looking this up now.
Stop with the spin-off
Allegedly.
stuff, man. Just
And luckily, it's
I'm
just
not a fan of that. I don't like that.
They say it's going to tell what happened to Han Solo after Episode 6, so there you go.
is that I didn't read into it. I just saw it was there, and it had like a code name. So, but the code name was like leaked, and I'm like, what?
Allegedly, they're gonna pay homage to A.C. Crispin.
Oh, if they touch HB's trilogy, I'm gonna freaking hit them.
Yeah, so would I. I mean, because those books were amazing.
I hope it's just a movie. I have to
Make it a link, 'cause, like, I have,
to get to it.
or do screen share and just show it to us.
So it says here that Aaron Paul is attached to the Star Wars spin-off about young Han Solo. If Aaron
come
Paul
on, Pinkman.
is young Han Solo, I'm going to flip. I'll just flip this table right now.
Is this a rumor or is it unofficial?
Wait, Aaron Paul.
Yeah, he's got too big of a forehead to be Han Solo. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
Han Solo.
yeah, he might be great on Breaking Bad and all that, but he's no Han Solo.
I also heard
Yeah,
a rumor that he was
bitch.
going to be Luke Skywalker.
Okie
Really?
bitch.
Really? Aaron
That was-
Paul? Star
was-
Wars spin-off film about young Han Solo? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why is he saying straight?
yeah, that's what I said.
10 hours ago.
I can't do it.
Look, I hated the idea of a spin-off film when that was first announced.
Yeah.
Now I hate it even more.
So, Django, you knew my opinion with my can rants back when they announced the rumor of the Han Solo, Boba Fett, and Yoda spin-off movies in between this trilogy. There's also,
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
there's the Obi-Wan trilogy they were talking about.
Hey.
Indiana Jones 5 with no
Oh.
Harrison Ford.
No, actually, from what I heard, Harrison Ford's only doing 7 for another Indiana Jones.
Oh, jeez.
Another Indiana Jones?
We're gonna do
That
it.
might be. Okay, I actually kind of like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I know, but I actually kind of liked it.
I consider Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in the horrible films of 2008 trilogy, which consists of Rambo 4 being called John Rambo, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and then Star Wars: The Clone Wars movie.
See,
Yeah.
Ben, I think I know why you like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It's because of Shia LaBeouf.
No, I hate Shia LaBeouf. I hate Shia LaBeouf. Oh my god, do not get me started on Shia LaBeouf.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. He's riding on a vine with monkeys around him. Like, of course, that's the best part. That's the best part of the movie.
You know what? Okay. So when they made the new Transformers movie without Shia LaBeouf and it had Mark Wahlberg, I was like, maybe this movie will actually be kind of good. Nope.
No.
No.
That's why I'm avoiding that movie.
I like the
Because it's
random
Michael Bay. It's Michael Bay, just filled with tons of awful action and explosions everywhere. No
Hey,
story, no characters, it's nothing.
I couldn't
What if
sit
Michael
through
Bay-
3. I gave up. So
What if Michael Bay did episode 7?
No.
he'd probably
No.
do episode.
I'm done. I'm done with Star Wars. No more. I'm done.
He's probably on for episode 9
I'm tearing all that shit down. No.
No.
because they got what's his face who directed Looper and Brick to do episode 8 because they
Hey.
fired JJ.
They did fire JJ?
Yeah, he gets fired after 7 because he's been a pain in the ass.
Okay.
Hey, you know who they're making all these movies for? They're making for the illiterate.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Kenobi trilogy in between episode 3 and 4. No thanks. I got this.
Yeah, I know.
I
that's-
love that book.
I need to read that. I
That's
really
one-
need to read
It's
that.
so good. It's a
Really
Star
good
Wars Western.
Guys, I
Yeah,
heard
I don't know.
a Yoda spin-off film.
Yeah, that just takes away from the magic of Yoda.
Yoda
Yeah.
species is no longer Yoda species. Now it's gonna be some sort of random creature.
So where are you
Imagine
guys seeing all this spin-off film news? Like, it's just insane.
Facebook.
This all popped up. The first 3 spin-offs popped up almost a year ago now when they first announced the canon got thrown out. Was that a year ago, or was that almost? That was several months ago.
It was the day my life ended. So
It was
Feels
so bad.
like a year.
It was a bad day.
it was. I was sad the whole day.
and the next
You know, and it was just a week after my birthday too.
Han Solo news.
I was like, yo, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm sorry, Tristan.
No
I feel
expanded
like-
universe?
I
Thanks
feel-
a lot, Disney.
And the next day they announced that the cast for the new movie, and to just trying to cherry pick it, just trying to kind of cover all that mess.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they announced
I'm like-
that was just a bad week.
I was like, yo, I don't care
I was
about your
fucking-
goddamn movie. Like, you just told me that, hey, I've already been reading the expanded universe by then. I was like, you're telling me this shit doesn't exist?
Yeah, I've been reading that for 5 years now. 7. I've been reading the expanded universe for 7 years, and you throw it in the trash.
Like,
It's been
first-
like, what, like 13, 14 years for me?
you know,
Yeah, it's been like my whole life, practically.
Yeah, it's
20 years? I don't know.
So.
my first book was Revan.
Oh God, seriously?
God,
I hated
Although
that Revan book.
Yeah,
I
My
especially hated how they made Meat. Okay, first of all, they named the exile
yeah.
Mitra Surik, which is a stupid name. Second of all, they make her a chump, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, they did do.
I'm actually about to read that.
Oh yeah, don't. Hey guys, hey.
Because honestly, I liked KOTOR
Don't do it.
2 over
What's-
KOTOR.
Hey, I do too.
Tristan, you're gonna either like this book, really like this book, or you're actually not really gonna hate it. That's how I'm
Well,
gonna say.
There's a lot of books like that. Like the Republic Commando series. What else?
Han Solo trilogy.
Which Han Solo trilogy? The just Han Solo trilogy or the Han Solo
Pretty
Adventures
cool, I don't know.
trilogy?
I don't know.
Because the Han Solo Adventures trilogy is weird.
It kind of is, but I
From that
I did
early.
enjoy
Is
it.
that the one like Han Solo at Star's End and all those?
Yeah.
Okay.
People
Hey,
talk
but
about
I read
Splinter
those.
of the Mind's Eye.
They're kind of funny though.
Yeah, Splinter of the Mind's Eye is good, but it's still in that weird phase where they threw everything into the universe. Because
Well,
Splinter of the Mind's Eye, I think, is the first story in the
Yeah, it's the first
UEO.
story to ever come out.
Right. Yo, that was in production since before A New Hope.
Yeah, it became really famous though. But this
So,
book,
I mean-
this book is kind of like a mix of Star Wars plus Indiana Jones, kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're going after a crystal star. I mean, crystal in a force of temple.
Yeah, and then there's the Luke Leia love thing that was being pushed then, before they were decided to be brother and sister.
Yeah,
There's that undertone, which is always
but then
Oh yeah,
a
yeah.
story.
there was this one scene that disturbed me when one of the captains took a stick and shoved it into the guy's eye socket.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Or
you know,
Darth Vader cut
sorry.
someone in half from the head down. With his
Oh
leg.
yeah, that's a Death Troopers theme.
Hey, you know what? Lucas was talking about having Leia and Chewie together in Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
That,
How?
is it,
How
and
would
that was
that
all-
work?
and that was called the
Does
birth
Chewie
of
have
the
a feet all
furry
of a sudden?
movement.
The birth of the furries.
Could you imagine that a human Wookiee hybrid?
Up there with like
Where's the?
wait, it's gonna be named Wookiee Jason, Wookiee Jaina. I'm so confused now.
It'd be like Jaina Wook and
Jason
Jason Rook or something.
Hey, that's why he's mad at
And then one of them is going to turn into a Sith Lord.
That's why he was mad at Timothy or whoever for putting Luke and Mara together because he wanted them all with Wookiees.
Lucas? I don't believe this.
Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
I thought it was interesting when they were writing the Thrawn trilogy how Timothy Zahn used a lot of the Star Wars RPG at the time because that was all that was there.
Right.
Like Lucas
Yeah.
gave him all sorts of the source books and stuff, and that Wasn't it Timothy Zahn came up with the idea for Coruscant?
Yeah.
No, that was Ralph McQuarrie.
Okay, I knew it wasn't Lucas. It came
No,
before that.
he was. If you've ever seen like some of the old Ralph McQuarrie paintings, some of his earliest paintings include a city world, which he entitled Coruscant. And Lucas, that's pretty cool.
I still think it's based off of Blade Runner. That whole,
Yeah.
especially with the way it looked in the Phantom Menace. It looked just like Blade Runner.
Yeah, actually.
What's based
I
off
could
Blade Runner?
do Blade Runner.
Coruscant?
Coruscant looks like the city in Blade Runner.
Yeah, it does. It kind of does, I suppose.
Like it was very inspired from it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Hey, one question. How many of y'all read that book first?
Of what?
Which book?
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? It's the Blade Runner book.
No, I didn't know there was a book.
No, I read
I knew about it. I have not read it.
the what?
I honestly was not a big fan of Blade Runner.
Oh,
I'm with you, Ben. I'm not a big Blade Runner fan either.
After
think
reading the book first and then the movie, I couldn't get into it. The movie, but the book was good.
The Blade Runner Final Cut is just one of the best director's cuts ever made. But it's really, really long-winded.
The thing I didn't like about Blade Runner was the whole time I felt like there wasn't really much of a story told. It's one thing to add nuance to your story, to suggest things. All Blade Runner did was suggest things and leave things in the dark and nuance. There wasn't really a cohesive storyline. There wasn't really anything going anywhere. At least that's how I felt about it. So
Okay.
it kind of weirded me out.
I think Blade Runner was made for more of a visual spectrum at the time.
I think so too.
Because
I think that's kind of like the point of Avatar, also James Cameron's Avatar, which is a god-awful movie, but it looks really pretty.
Yeah,
I love that movie. I don't care what you say, I love that movie.
I hate that movie. You know what that movie
I have it on
is?
Blu-ray too. So.
That's Fern Gully. Has anyone ever seen Fern Gully?
Yeah, I've seen Fern Gully. Yeah.
That's it?
Also,
Yeah.
Dances with
Avatar is
Wolves
Fern
or-
Gully.
You know,
Pocahontas.
I heard
I heard they're gonna make an Avatar 2 now.
Yeah, I'm
a
gonna watch
3 and a
that.
4.
I'm watching that. I'm watching that.
After the first Avatar movie, that's when they went obsession with the concept of 3D.
What?
Like, I felt like when I watched it in IMAX, I watched it in theaters once. Thought it was great. Thought it was fantastic. I mean, the story, it's a bit redundant. I get that. But I thought it was pretty good. And then I saw it in IMAX. It was one of the best things I have ever seen in my entire life. Visually and just seeing a movie in IMAX is like unlike any other thing out there. And it's kind of like Blu-ray in a way, but it's not as like in your face like that.
Right.
The last IMAX movie I always saw was the Harry Potter Part 1 and Part 2 David Hollows.
Like I feel like the only thing you want to see in IMAX, like the only type of movies you want to see is like something like visually or like something visually or awesome, like something like The Avengers or Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, or something like that.
Or
the
Phantom Menace remastered with the CGI Yoda that moves like the Muppet. did anyone else notice that? It still moves like the Muppet, so it's all herky-jerky, but it's CG'd over? That was just...
I know saw it before, though.
I could go off topic all day on all the changes to all the Star Wars movies.
Okay. We have to get back to the Star Wars talk, guys. Is Tristan, are you back? Is your webcam working?
Tristan, you there?
Yeah, I keep getting lost though. I don't know why.
Marco.
Yeah. And y'all,
So, I
what's
figured-
the topic now?
Okay. We've been going way off topic, but I figured we'd talk more about just Star Wars. Let's stick to that.
The solicits are out for the Marvel run that's beginning next week.
27 covers.
Yeah,
Why? Why?
they've got the A-Team on. They got like Jason Aaron on 2 books. It's insane. Like they're just trying to shove this down your throat. It's like when the DC New 52 came out at the end of 2011, and they stuck themselves with 52 new titles at once.
I believe it's like 66 now covers. I love how.
I mean, it's better than what 52.
What are you talking about? All these covers here. What do you mean?
Okay.
All the
variations. For one comic, that's it.
Yeah, they're all variants.
7 covers for one comic.
Yes, they're all variants. So they're all going to be like $100.
One issue.
And then they'll make one that's just 10 comics. Yeah, this is for the main Star Wars Marvel title, I think.
They're trying to do this just to trying to sell a lot of copies, but if they fail, I'm going to be like, wow.
You know, it's kind of sad how a lot of previous authors sold out. Like, you heard John Jackson Miller.
This
or not
is the real Star Wars right here. Okay, this is just the Star Wars series. Okay, this is great. Yeah. Now they're having a rebranding of Star Wars Marvel. Like,
yeah, it's going to be and then get this. So they're re-releasing the Star Wars Marvel run in their oversized omnibus that Marvel does, which they're always good quality, like made. Right. But they're calling it the original Marvel series. It just brings my pistol boil. Just
original. Yo,
there's nothing to hit
look
my
at how
head
much
on.
Look at how much they rehash.
I bet you $1 million it's gonna be a ripoff of like just everything of the Dark Horse. Just pretty much. All the Marvel stuff is gonna be ripoff of Dark Horse and other EU stuff. That's all it is gonna be.
Is rehash. I'm not gonna pay for a subpar duplicate.
Aren't they recanonizing what's his name?
Jackson.
Giant Green.
Yeah. They're recanonizing like tons of people.
They sell the EU, and they're of all the things to recanonize, they're gonna do the giant green space bunny.
I forgot that was a
Oh, you're talking about the rabbit?
The giant rabbit guy.
They're gonna do it. I remember when seeing the Star Wars Rebels trailer. Sorry to get off topic. And the original one. And then they redid scenes from Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Sith, and then they put in Mara Jade and who is it? Grand Admiral Thrawn was in it, like in the first trailer for Star Wars Rebels.
Really?
I was so upset.
Wait. Those images you saw?
They were. I thought it was like in the first trailer for
those were fan made.
That's right. Yeah, those were fan made.
Legitimately. Oh, because I was gonna say that.
To the internet.
No one knows what Star Wars Rebels is going to be up, so they just kind of guess what is going to be something about the EU or something. But the person who made those arts, I actually like it more than the show itself.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad because that fan made thing upset me like greatly.
Yo, because like they just threw them away. Why do you want to see? These guys don't know anything about the characters, so why do you want them to write them or have them in the series? It's like, and then these people were complaining about Jackson. They're like, oh well, the EU had a green bunny rabbit, and then they're putting him back in canon. That is too hilarious.
It's like Howard the Duck. They're just not going to use him. Howard the Duck is still in Marvel canon, and he shows up randomly every couple years. Yeah. But he's not in anything. The same with Blade. They just don't use them.
Apparently, yeah, Blade too. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, Blade's not used because of Blade Trinity, and the attempt at a Blade TV show.
Let's not talk about that.
But it's just the same. They're not going to use this rabbit. They're not going to use just a ton of people. They're going to establish them, and then you're not going to see them again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think this new canon is going to have a lack of detail. Like, we had... Look at the Wikipedia, canon and legends. In legends, you'll get whole loads of detail. Hyperdrive class, all that. On canon, this shuttle was a ship used by Han Solo during the whatever war. I don't know if they're renaming Galactic Civil War now, so...
Well, This is the same thing that happened when DC did the New 52 when they got to Batman, because in the New 52 it had been about 6 years into the New 52 universe, and he had Dick Grayson as Robin, who had already grown up to be Nightwing. He had Jason Todd, who was Robin, who had died and had to come back as the Red Hood. He had Tim Drake, who is now in the Teen Titans as Red Robin, and then he had Damian Wayne as the current Robin. And that happened 6 years, and Nightfall had happened where Bruce had his back broken by Bane was referenced, all in the beginning. And then they go back, and then they go to 0 Year, which is when Bruce becomes Batman for the first time, so they get rid of Year 1, which is the great Frank Miller story, and then they put in this Riddler arc that took a year. So he had all these Robins in 5 years, so he had a Robin a year. It's
Robin
like
was born every year.
Yeah, it's like, how does that
these Robins
work? Or it's just like they didn't try.
I mean, they're not even trying for originality either.
Mm-mm.
They're like basically putting in their Disney characters with their canon. So
they lost. Marvel lost a lot of creative that they wanted to do like a spin-off of Attack on Titan with the Marvel comics.
Yeah, well, the comic versus things happen all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Star Wars Avengers tie-in event within either the next year or the year after. It will most likely happen.
It's going to happen.
Oh, no.
I'm just waiting for the.
I'm sticking to this. I'm sticking to the EU. I'm done following it.
You're gonna buy it.
Well,
I may be done following Star Wars now, guys.
Well, let's get into this Legends thing then. They've started putting the Legends banner on things. So far I've seen the Thrawn trilogy is in the Legends, so they're reprinting it.
And
Death Troopers is in there. Darth Plagueis is in there.
Old Republic.
There's
200 Solo books.
I just hate that name, Legends.
Legends.
Like, it's like, it did happen all these awesome stories, but they never happened. It's just a complete insult to us. Complete insult. What happened to Expanded Universe? That was an awesome name. Right. But now it's like, oh, you're all
classics
Legends.
on there, man. Don't Legends. Because they had classics on the Han Solo trilogy reprints from what I saw. I forgot what exact one, but like, come on, that's a good way to honor it.
The only book that's going to look good with a Legends banner is A New Dawn.
Yeah, I actually greatly enjoyed that book. I liked the characterization and the story behind it was just kind of interesting. It wasn't all galaxy shaking or anything. It was just mining and stuff. I thought it was interesting for what it was. But then I also kind of like the Rebels TV show.
Ben, you're more than welcome to review it on the Facebook group, of course. Just tell us what you think.
Okay, I have a question for you then. Do you consider the Rebels show a guilty pleasure?
I kind of do because I like it, but I also kind of hate it because this is what's replacing the EU. Yeah.
Alright, that's excitable.
Yeah.
It's the same way I feel about the upcoming Star Wars movie. When I saw the teaser, I was like, wow, it's a new Star Wars movie. I thought I'd never see this again, because I only saw 2 Star Wars movies in theaters. I actually held them too, but so I saw this teaser, and I'm like, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also very apprehensive about it.
Yeah, I'm the same with you. I actually did a video on this and talking about the trailer and the breakdown of it.
Mm-hmm. I watched it.
Oh, okay, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm kind of skeptical. I'm skeptical, I should say, and I don't know what to think. Like, there's not really much explained about the story. Like, what the hell is going on?
There's nothing.
Well, I kind of like where they're going at the same time.
He's just trying to show off his effects.
Yeah, it's to get you.
The lightsaber thing is the one thing that everybody liked. I hated that thing. I hated the lightsaber.
It's
Really?
not cool.
Because I felt like it, like, all right,
It
okay.
doesn't maintain.
More than likely, you're gonna chop off your hand with that lightsaber. With
Yeah,
that,
it's the most impractical lightsaber I've ever seen.
like,
Come
the
on, man.
hilts
Make
to
it out
actually.
of frick or cortosis, man.
What's with this freaking soccer droid?
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
Soccer droid.
That,
They were
that is
like-
comedy relief. I think that's just going to be
Canon.
comedy relief in the movie. It's not going to mean anything. It's not
It's
going to mean anything in the
R2D2
film.
Junior.
Right.
Wait, it's R2D2's what?
If that's like,
Junior.
if that's the new droid, how are you gonna feel if that's like the new droid, the soccer ball?
Hey, watch a new standalone book about the soccer ball or TV series.
There'll probably be a comic series for the kids, like in the like Star Wars Droids was for a little while. There's gonna
Yeah,
Oh,
be
yeah.
Oh,
a soccer ball
yeah,
droid.
that's the first thing. Yeah.
I wonder how the protocol droids are gonna be though. Like, what are we gonna have next? Robot legs?
I think
Yeah.
supposedly 3PO and R2D2 are supposed to be in the next movie.
Well,
so-
they're cast.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel
Or-
like they'll have like no role whatsoever. They'll be like, oh, they'll have 1 second or 1 minute, and then that's it. They're gone.
The
Hey, you know that what's his face played a minor character in episode 2, Anthony Daniels. What if they did
Yeah,
that?
he's in the bar, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he is.
him in the the Jar Jar. I make beg or something like that.
Well,
Yeah.
George Lucas is in. He's in the Opera House in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the blue
His,
guy.
and his daughters and his oldest daughter's boyfriend, they're all in there. And they're
Did you-
like,
Flash
Did you notice in 2 and 3 the Millennium Falcon is also in there?
What?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the background. I think
Oh.
it's two. There's also a TIE fighter in there in the speeder chase in the beginning.
Prison.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Like,
Hey, you know there's a YT-2400 in A New Hope
oh, look at that! Now it's canon now.
remake, or not the remake, the
Oh.
special edition.
Oh,
Which
Yeah.
special
Yeah,
edition?
there is.
Which
That's
version?
wait, Trish, I have some good news. They're actually
I
gonna
don't
sell on the white tree, the ship you like.
Well, what about it?
They're going well, I heard that the next choice to make it, it's gonna be a YT hunt, whatever that ship was.
YT100.
Or, is
Yeah.
it the X-wing miniatures?
No, it's the one you like.
Nah, I know,
That's the
but
bomber.
they have X-wing miniatures
I
that did that. So if
That's
it's not
a good
that, then
game.
I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah, I haven't played it yet, unfortunately.
It's good. It's a little convoluted at first, but you get into it. It's
Well,
really
I
good.
mean, I don't have any nerdy friends down here, so
I want, it's kind of cool. In the new Lego set of the new Star Wars, they're gonna actually have Anakin's Jedi Starfighter from the Clone Wars show 2003.
I haven't even played this yet. Edge of the Empire.
Edge of the Empire.
That's a weird one. You have to have your own specialty dice and stuff.
No way,
But-
actually, never mind. I did.
How does it? Did anyone play Saga Edition when that was out?
It's awful. You know what D&D 4th edition is?
Yeah.
It's like a worse version of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
No.
just-
No. Okay. First of all, let me get this straight. I
I
actually
like-
DM'd Saga Edition. I loved it.
Really?
4th edition. Yeah, I love Saga Edition. I really did.
I like D&D 4th edition, but I don't like what they did with the Jedi in Saga edition.
You like 4th edition D&D?
Yeah, that's how I started.
Wow.
So that's what I started with. Now I play 3.5 and I love that more, but I like 4th edition D&D. I just
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
That's off topic. Don't even get me started on 4th edition D&D. It's awful. Absolutely
I
awful.
have started playing Rogue Squad. I think it was Rogue Squadron. And Rogue Squadron 3? Rogue Leader. Rogue
Oh,
Leader.
yeah.
Rogue isn't that 2? Is Rogue Leader?
No, I'm playing the third Rebel. I think it's Rebel Assault.
Oh, with the
whatever.
Hoth on the cover for GameCube?
Yeah. I've started playing that, and I'm actually enjoying it. I like it.
Does it control better than 1 on the N64? Because that's
I
really
can't
hard
really
to
say.
play.
It's been a while since I last played it.
It's Rebel Strike.
Assault.
It's Rebel Strike.
Rebel Assault. Yeah, that's what
Wait,
it was.
have you played a Rebel, or is it the Rebel Assault where it's like you're controlling the Rookie 1 or whatever? Like it's like a movie thing, is what they called it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No,
It's one of those. It's got those
Um,
live-action cutscenes from the '90s, like
Yeah.
Dark Forces 2 had, but worse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. The Rebel Assault 2 is the one for PS1 and PC, right?
yeah. I mean, I played that back in the day, so that's the only Rebel Assault I know.
It doesn't run well on PS3. If you have one of the older PS3s that can play PS1 games, Rebel Assault 2 does not run on it. It's so
I actually got it for the GameCube, and I'm playing it off my Wii right now. That's the only use I have for the Wii, is playing GameCube games. I hate the Wii. I freaking hate the Wii.
Did you guys know there was going to be a Rogue Squadron 4 for the Wii that got canceled?
I thought it was
For the
3.
Wii?
For the Wii.
How would that work? How would that work?
It was back when the Wii first came out, and you know flight games for the Wii when you had to use the remote.
Oh, jeez, yeah, thank God.
No.
Thank you. I'm glad it never existed. Thank you.
I
That would have
think
been
the
bad.
most fascinating thing with this Disney takeover is when we find out how many games got canceled by LucasArts at the end there.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
The Darth Maul game, the 1313 game.
I didn't really care much for the 1313.
Listen, soft.
Disney tainted the future of Star Wars gaming because now
I
they
know.
go to mobile games.
It was so good, too. It was so great. I mean,
You know,
man.
KOTOR 3. Come on, you need to make that. You know people would buy that.
Yeah, I know.
They're making it. It's coming out.
you know,
It's
I'm kind of laughing. Star Wars Commando. They added Dead Troopers just to think we're going to be happy with it.
well,
I hate
okay.
that.
I assume that is
what
my
I've
most
heard
anticipated
lately,
game.
What I heard lately is they're remastering KOTOR 1. They're going to remaster they're releasing KOTOR 3. That's in development. They have the new DICE has got Battlefront.
From what I heard, it was just them talking about Obsidian or BioWare was interested in KOTOR 3. That's all I heard.
Yeah, I heard they're remastering KOTOR 1, and they're going to probably see how that does. Because KOTOR 1 is a little dated. I love it, but it's a tad dated.
Yeah, I agree. I think that definitely needs a remastered version. And I'm not a fan of HD versions unless it's done right. Like, there's only very few instances where it's done right. I can't name one off the top of my head, but probably Halo, maybe Halo Master Chief. I don't know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't really name HD.
I can name
it. Really good.
Kingdom Hearts 1.5 was pretty good.
I've never been into Kingdom Hearts game. I've always wanted to, but Final Fantasy VII. That's the biggest HD that needs to happen. HD remake that needs to happen that has never happened. It is so funny that how Sony was releasing Final Fantasy VII and everyone expected an HD remake, and this happened a couple months ago.
Yeah, and they did 10.
It never happened. It never happened. They trolled them. Sony trolled everybody. And it was just the original Final Fantasy VII that was on Steam for the PS4.
Hey, if there's anything they need to remaster, it's Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
And they add in some stuff, too, like from the book.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you guys, what remastered version of a game you love, like Star Wars games, do you think they should attempt, other than Knights of the Old Republic? What game do you think they should do?
Bounty Hunter.
Bounty Hunter. I have yet to play that. I have yet to beat it, but I've started playing it on the GameCube. I'm really enjoying it. I really enjoy it.
I would say the 2002 Star Wars Clone Wars game.
Oh yeah, but but change the voice actors. Obi-Wan with his tongue piercing sound and he sounds like he's got this lisp thing going on at least in the PS2 version.
We should have multiplayer online.
Okay, I'll admit, I didn't even like that game that much.
Clone Wars?
The Clone Wars?
Yeah, Clone Wars, the one where you're in a vehicle all the time.
I never played that.
I don't like how it ended. I like the tie-into where Eula Quildromo talks to...
wasn't it tied into Exar Kun? Like his evil device?
Created the Reaper.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Wait.
Cool.
Who was Dark Exar Kun's friend again? What was his name was?
Uli Quildromo.
Yeah, he gave Anakin the how to destroy the Reaper.
What? It's like a Force Ghost or something?
Yeah. He finds like his crystal or something in a cave. and
Oh, okay.
he talks much like how the Sith always talk to each other through their crystals,
Yeah, they're holocrons.
Holocrons, yeah.
their holocrons things. Yeah, which
I also was put on Wikipedia that the Dark Reaper was also mentioned in the Old Republic somewhere. The game.
mhm. Yeah.
Who look?
The Old Republic. In the game, somewhere. You can get.
Well, that doesn't need an HD remake by any means. I think the game looks
I'm not talking
beautiful.
about the Old Republic. I'm talking about the Dark Reaper from the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
As a database or something.
Hey, you know what they should remaster? Sorry.
The Old Republic
No,
has this Old Republic has a lot in the game. Has a lot of history if you go through like all these places. It's really uninteresting.
Yeah.
You know what they
Tristan?
should remaster is like I haven't played it yet, but Dark Forces.
Yeah.
Dark Forces, yeah.
There's actually a mod group that they've either completely remastered it or they are remastering Dark Forces. I forget what they call themselves.
I know who
Is
you're
it for
talking
the
about.
Jedi Knight games?
Yeah,
you're talking about?
Dark Forces is the first Jedi Knight game.
No, I'm
Yes.
talking about like for the Outcast or Academy. I heard they were doing a mod for that.
There's Jedi Outcast 2. Is that the right one, or is it?
Okay.
I have the Star Wars Steam collection here. Let me just get there real quick.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Dark Forces,
Jedi-
Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2, then Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, then it's Jedi Academy. If
Okay,
I'm not mistaken.
no, but
I think
what I
it's
heard
in
was-
order: Dark Forces, Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2, or it's Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight, and then Jedi Knight Mysteries of the Sith,
That's a mod.
Oh yeah, that's the
and
DLC.
then Jedi Knight. Is it Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, and then Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy?
Yeah, the name gets
No,
confusing.
You see, what I heard though was that like they were gonna make a mod for either Jedi Outcast or Jedi Academy. That was basically the Dark Forces storyline.
I just
But
want
that-
to also mention that
that
you
was
can
a
get
failed
the
one.
whole entire collection on Steam. By the way, it's phenomenal. I love all the Dark Forces games. Dark Forces 1 is like reminiscent of Doom meets Star Wars.
It's like a better
Yeah.
version of Doom. Like if
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast is literally the hardest game I've ever played.
it's
I
irritating.
cannot go through that game. I'm like a quarter way into it. I haven't got my lightsaber at all. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like
How do you
Yeah,
like
Jedi
the
Academy,
cutscenes?
however,
What,
Yeah.
Jedi Outcast?
The Dark Forces 2's cutscenes.
Yeah,
Those are those are hilarious. I miss cutscenes like that in games.
yeah.
Didn't
Oh,
like Resident Evil 1 have those too?
No, I don't think so.
Or
What
the
cutscenes?
original version did before they did the GameCube remake or the director's cut?
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Thank you, man.
I was listening to the audio dramas for Dark Forces.
I like those.
I
Yeah.
was listening onto the Dead Troopers audio after I'm done reading it.
Wait, they had an audio drama? Death
On the
Troopers?
audio book.
Oh,
But the audio book's
yeah.
realistic when you hear like the screaming.
did they have like scary music in the background? Like
No, but sound.
Jaws.
Ugh.
Da-da-da-da-da.
I recommend you listening. A lot of people.
I love Death Troopers. That's such a great.
Why couldn't they make a
Great
game
book.
about it?
Wait,
It
have
was
y'all
a
all
great
read
book.
Death Troopers here?
I've never
Yeah, I've
read
read it.
Death Troopers.
Oh, never mind. I
Oh,
can't spoil
man.
it for you then. 'Cause,
Yeah, you can't really. Don't spoil it, please.
uh-uh.
It is a phenomenal horror Star Wars book.
What about the
Surprisingly,
sequel?
it works. It works.
Yeah.
What about
What
Red
about-
Harvest?
Yeah, what about Red Harvest?
That one-
Red Harvest is a sequel, but it's like a prequel to Death Troopers.
It takes place in the
I actually
sense.
like Red Harvest a little better.
I
The-
want to read Red
Death
Harvest.
Troopers just because of the involvement of like Sith people and all that.
It was really creepy. I gotta admit, it was
Yeah.
really creepy.
A lot of people
But-
said they like it, and a lot of people said they don't like it. So it's like that.
It
Okay.
seems to be more hated than liked, to be honest. But I can't say nothing
I thought it
about
was
it.
alright.
I also
thought it was
put
alright.
on my Facebook page.
I look forward to it.
I always like to. I make one of those like fan made like games with posters, and I made one about Dead Troopers. I say, do you want a game like this?
Yeah, like Edward, I told you before, like it's a scary book. You're like, no, of course not. It can't be.
It cannot be that bad. Come on.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the most intense, scary things I've ever read. Like, once you get into it, like, it builds up, and then, like, all these Death Troopers, or whatever you want to call it, like, appear, and it gets really intense. It gets pretty scary.
What I really like
Jeremy,
is that
really get into it, man. It's really
when I was reading that book, I couldn't put it down.
I have a
short too. It's not that long. It's like 250.
I have a subscription to Audible.com because I read so much that I have to listen to some of the stuff I read because I just don't have time. So
Now,
I'll check it out on there.
Now, Edward, let me ask you something. Do you think it's better to read the book or hear the audiobook? Which is better?
Read the book.
I haven't listened to the audiobook.
Well, I'm talking about
Me neither.
some parts of it when basically when the zombies are coming.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that's when it gets really.
Hey. Oh.
The only thing I didn't like about that book was when one of the kids died.
Hey, Edward.
I won't remember. Don't worry.
One of the kids died. That would piss me off.
But what I like is how he got you attached to a character, and then he actually made you feel for whenever they died. Because there's one of the guys, he went out like a badass. I won't give too much details.
That's cool.
It's pretty violent too.
It is.
It's pretty violent.
And actually kind of gross, like Walking Dead gross.
I love Walking Dead.
Like, what am I reading?
Yeah, is that Star Wars?
Yeah, like
it's
this
cool
isn't
though.
Star Wars? What is this? Like, as soon as you're done reading it, you like slowly put the book down, and you're just like, oh god.
I read the entire book.
I think I should stay away from Star Wars. Yeah.
I read the entire book in one afternoon, and when I was done, I just could not put it down. And when I was done, I was literally in a cold sweat. I was like, oh my god, that was a crazy book.
It's shocking.
To be told, man, I was reading that while I was camping. I was like laying down in a tent. It was like all dark as hell outside.
Oh man.
I was kind of.
I just had the light.
I got sick.
You couldn't sleep that night, yeah.
I got sick when I was reading that book, and I thought I got it. I was sick, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel so bad.
It was a really good book,
You're like,
man.
okay, I think I should stay away from Star Wars for a little bit.
Yo, and I was actually after I was just
down for a week because I just felt so nauseous of reading that while I'm sick.
So I was actually just getting done reading Shadows, and then I was reading that. So next topic though.
Man.
So let's talk about what you guys are reading right now.
I just finished X-Wing Rogue Squadron: The Rebel Opposition, which is what is considered. It's technically the second X-Wing Rogue Squadron graphic novel because they wrote a prequel, but it's the first. And wow, that is a bit dated. It's very it's very 90s comic where there's too much text. Like
You're talking about the omnibus, right?
Yeah, the first omnibus.
Okay.
It's the second story in there.
Okay.
And it was just weird. There's how the 90s comics had just like, oh, they went to blah 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 place, which they don't do now. It's just kind of a dated thing they used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like where they tell instead of show.
Right.
And some of the art was like weird because Tycho and Wedge look practically the same except for one's blonde and one has dark hair. It was generic in that sense.
Tycho.
I have to say, finding the X-Wing omnibuses, like the first two, is like the hardest thing to ever do.
Yeah,
I constantly look through eBay and Amazon. Well, Amazon, yeah, but eBay. I'm trying to find a good cheap deal.
Well,
you have to get it full price.
They were the first two Marvel Omnibuy ever. No, not Marvel. Dark Horse Omnibuy. They were the first two Star Wars.
Yeah, surprisingly.
They were the first two ever. Yeah, I bought them when they first came out because I'm like.
They came out in like what, 2004, I think.
No, it was later than that because Rogue Leader's in them, and Rogue Leader came out in 05. Or 05.
Jeez.
So these came out. I want to say '06 because it was before the 30th anniversary logo got stamped onto everything in '07.
I was lucky enough to
Oh,
find
that's
Bowling
right.
3 for like $10 on eBay. That's about it. That's the only X-Wing I got.
Well, the thing about 1 that's so sought after is it's the only place where Rogue Leader's collected. It was never collected in anything else.
Really?
Yeah, what happened was they created, what I've put together is they created Rogue Leader so they could market to get, because Rogue Squadron they hadn't written a Rogue Squadron anything in a long time. And the last Rogue Squadron thing to come out was that game, the third one.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
to market it, they came up with Rogue Leader where Tycho flies an A-Wing, and apparently it's his favorite ship, even though he never flies an A-Wing again in any other Star Wars anything.
Okay.
Rogue Leader basically. It's Luke's still the leader of Rogue Squadron.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
It's
was this the one that you just recently reviewed?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I think I saw some of that.
yeah. Where I
Yeah,
went into spoilers for most of the review. Sorry.
Yeah, I
No,
kind of.
that's fine.
No, I cut it out at spoilers. I paused at spoilers. I wanted to read it first and then get your opinion on it. Except it's probably going to be a while.
And I just want to put this out there, but on the Facebook group, Star Wars Reviews, you guys are more than welcome to post your stuff in the video form or put it in the description under a post. Whatever you want to do, you're more than welcome to post there.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Tevye. Oh,
Hey.
it's not.
Yeah, he's not.
Okay.
It's like you didn't want to do it live.
I'm back. What are we talking now?
Okay. I might as well. Well, Jeremy, do you have anything else to say?
Well, my Rebel Opposition review will be
Yeah,
out
yeah, yeah,
next
yeah.
week. So, I've started the Phantom Affair, so I'll be done with that, and I'll be taking a break from Rogue Squadron because I'm going to reread the Star Wars, the Lucas Rough Draft.
Oh, I really want to read
Yeah.
those too.
Yeah,
Tell me
I
that.
haven't read those
I
either.
didn't want. I collected in singles, and I thought it was awful. So I'm giving it a second read and see if I like it in one sitting, because it was just so out there, and it was.
Yeah.
It just to warn you, it isn't a rough draft. I don't believe it's one draft. I think it's like 3 drafts slapped together.
It seems like
Maybe-
it from what
to
I've
make
read.
it coherent. But yeah, that's all from me.
So,
All
who's
right.
next on what you've been reading?
Let's go to Tevye because he's actually new. And Tevye, why don't you introduce yourself and promote your YouTube channel, Facebook, whatever. And yeah.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Django. Okay, I'm Ted Spiller, and I do movies, sometimes comics, and some video games, Joe. That's it, and I actually review actually sometimes some Star Wars games. Well, the first Star Wars game I ever played was Star Wars: Rogue Squadron. This
There you
game was
go.
amazing.
Oh, which game was that?
First Star Wars game I played was for the PS1, I think. No, wait. It was Super Star Wars.
Oh.
Super Nintendo. Then the PS1 era came, which had Dark Forces, the game.
Yep.
Also, Star Wars that came out. Anyway,
Okay.
as for books, as for Star Wars books I read.
What are you reading right now?
Well, the last Star Wars I ever read was for the Old Republic, the graphic novel, and
Okay.
it was so boring.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Finish that book. Holy shit.
The one based on the game?
Yes.
Yeah, the MMO, yeah.
No, the MMO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I read the first trade of that.
It's like the Council of Blood or something like that. I think that's what it's
Yeah.
called.
I don't know one of them.
And it was about like the Sith, some Sith
Oh,
apprentice.
I called it Bland McBland.
Yeah, it was
That book,
boring.
that graphic novel was so boring. So, holy shit. I couldn't finish that book. It was so boring. So I just returned to the library.
Well,
Okay.
I have one of
You
them.
started with Sith Warrior, which is awesome, but here's the thing though. Instead of being in motion, which I like, it's more. I get it, it's a comic. like this. I guess, but you could make it interesting. It's so boring. I just dropped it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Just the character was awful. Everything didn't work in that.
I don't even
That
remember
story.
what happened.
Yeah,
I read
it's-
that recently, and I don't know what happened.
Which one was this again?
It was
the Old
the-
Republic.
Let me get this real quick, actually.
Yeah.
I can see it right here. I'll pop it. I'll grab it. It's
And
right-
just I forget what it's called. Old Republic something.
It's on the Old Republic. I
Right.
don't know the volume, but
It was like the wrong.
It was. I think it was Threat of Peace.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah, I think so. I think that's it.
Oh, there he is.
Oh yeah, I don't even remember
Yeah, I think
what that was about.
Well, I'm gonna actually read that, so maybe I'll like it. You know.
Threat of Peace. Okay, there was another one too.
This
It
is
was about like a Sith warrior.
There's 3 volumes of this before they.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It's more like Good Star book or play a Good Star or Republic. Play National Old Republic. That's a good game.
Okay. How was the art style in that book? Any comment?
The Old Republic.
That looks fine.
For Knights of the Old Republic.
No, the Old Republic
Not
comic.
the Old Republic. Like the artwork in that book is good sometimes, but the story it's so goddamn boring. I can't finish that story.
Okay, the penciler was Alex Sanchez.
The art isn't that bad.
So-
I like the art. It's the only thing I remember from it. I couldn't tell you who was who or what happened in it.
And I do in that book. Any comment?
You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of some of the art in the second volume of Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh,
and some
Oh
of the
yeah,
third.
some of it was the
When they brought
villains
Long
were-
Days in, I was like, no, get him out of here.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
Who was the guy who did the art generally in
Brian Ching.
He is the best
He is-
Star Wars
He
artist.
is amazing.
You know,
Absolutely amazing.
remember when he came on at the end of the Clone Wars?
Phenomenal. Just phenomenal.
In that arc where they introduced General Grievous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obsession. That's what it was. Yeah, I love that. I
Obsession.
love that story.
That was a
Oh
great
my God.
episode.
Oh,
That's
so
Star Wars.
No,
should I go
Who's
next?
that artist? Who was that artist that did Star Wars Purge? You know, with Darth Vader fighting like those.
I know who you're talking about.
Is it Chuck Wheatley or something?
Douglas Wheatley. Douglas Wheatley.
Douglas Wheatley.
He did Dark Times as well. And
Yeah,
I like
Douglas
his.
did
I
too.
love his artwork. Love his artwork too.
Alright, should I go next now?
Yeah. Go ahead, Aaron.
I'm about to finish Splinter of the Mind's Eye, only like 10 pages left to go, and it's actually a really good read for a 70s book. It just feels like a general Star Wars book. It's not like that old. So, but some of the terminology is kind of like different about certain technologies we use and stuff. But it's like this book is kind of like a mix of Star Wars plus Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's like Alan Dean Foster for you.
Yeah, he also
he's
wrote
just
The Approaching Storm. And
That's an awesome.
after I'm done with this book, I'm going to read Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in for a treat.
That's a classic right there. I hate.
Hey, tell Disney, that's how you do a multimedia project right there. That's how you market it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It was everything but the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mean to get off topic here, but could you guys picture a Shadows of the Empire animated movie like the DC animated films?
No.
I can.
No.
Yeah, I could do it because these DC animated films lately are just so good. Like The Dark Knight Returns was great. The Year One,
Flashpoint was great.
Assault on Arkham, yeah, that was awesome.
No, Flashpoint.
I don't know.
Last one, yeah.
The only recent DC film I've seen was Son of Batman, I think.
Okay, that
Yeah,
was
but
awful.
Was it?
Batman.
See, I have nothing to compare it to because I'm not really a DC fan.
It's
I'm more of a
Yeah, me neither.
Marvel fan. I don't
I'm
like
about
Marvel
this
and Star Wars though.
Ben, fist bump. Fist bump.
Well,
Yeah.
Son of that,
There we go.
based off of the beginning of
I was aiming at your screen where your fist is on your screen. There we go.
And then maybe after when I'm done with the Shazzy Empire, maybe I'm gonna read the Outbound Flight, maybe, or
Outbound Flight was a good one.
or
Yeah,
maybe,
won't spoil
wait.
it because-
maybe Dawn of the Jedi into the Void book, maybe.
No, you should read Han Solo Adventures.
I just really the Christian one.
I like Han Solo at Star's End.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it too.
was very good.
Well,
I
But
never
then-
heard the story.
or maybe
Did they have a droid in there called Bollocks?
Yeah,
Who?
no thing.
Bollocks, BLX5.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they had like a droid called Bollocks, and I just think that's kind of funny.
That does sound funny. Like, again,
Well, that's an unfortunate name.
Hey, you know they actually changed his name for the English people to Zolix, or I forgot who it was, but it's something about Bollocks meant like balls or something like
Yes,
that.
it does.
There.
Ball
Yeah,
of steel.
it's like the British form of saying balls or testicles or something.
Yeah.
It is.
And then
Hey, Django, we were supposed to talk about Star Wars, and now we're talking about testicles. So there you
I
go.
know. What do you know? I love this off topic.
Anyway, speaking of Star Wars, oh wait,
Who's reading what next?
Why don't we go to Ben? Why don't you talk?
Okay. I am reading I think it's called Legacy 2. It's not the original Legacy comic.
Oh,
it's the
that's
one with the Nia Solo.
That is a good run.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
pretty
care
good
what
so
anyone
far.
says.
You mean the one with
It's better than
Emmett
the first one.
the one with Emmett Solo?
Wait, you're talking about the second one?
Yes.
Yeah, with the
I
Nia
could not get
Solo.
into that one for the life of me. I
Uh,
honestly couldn't.
Yeah, you said the first 10 issues are not so good, Django, and then it takes off, and then you wished it continued, but, Marvel took over.
yeah, Marvel took over.
You could have fit another
Bye-bye.
5 story arcs in there, and it would have been just fine.
See, I'm just
I
started.
wasn't a fan of the main character. What's her name?
Nia Solo.
Yeah, I did not like her in the first couple issues, and I just really couldn't back her, and really didn't like the series, in all
Yeah.
honesty.
You have what I feel about Cade Skywalker, which
Yeah,
I
no. I don't like Kate Skywalker at the same
I
time.
don't either.
But I do like the series as a whole. Love the
Cade
series.
Skywalker seems like an asshole.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Why do people like him, though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he or she.
I think people like him because he's addicted to the death sticks.
He's relatable.
I get that reference.
They keep you going. Isn't that what he said though? They keep you going.
So I don't remember. It's been a
I
long
keep
time.
on seeing Luke Skywalker as a ghost.
Or my favorite thing when
That's
he's
what's cool.
tripping. The best part of that series is when he's tripping and he talks to Mara Jade, and then he talks to Anakin, and then he turns into Darth Vader, and they almost fight. And it's just so out there.
That's so
Crazy
bad.
thing.
Awesome.
I've seen
Crazy-
some of those pictures on Wikipedia too.
The crazy thing about Cade also is that he overpowered everybody in that series.
Yeah, he was like human Yoda.
Like, if he wasn't on death sticks and he was like a serious
Mhm.
dude, like he was just on a straight path, he would whoop everybody. Well, he did use the dark side as well, but
Yeah.
But he walked-
that
he
guy
walked-
killed he's not.
Wait.
Nobody could challenge him.
Well,
He
Levin. Levin could challenge him.
What was that?
Wait, Levin. Wait, why not Levin? Can Levin challenge him?
What about Revan?
Oh yeah, Revan. He's saying Revan could.
Dog.
I don't know.
Yeah. But like in the
Skywalker's
series,
overpowered.
yeah. But the thing is, like in the series, Cade just overpowered anybody.
Well, they even
Everybody.
make a point halfway through when they discover in that awful Vector crossover that he is the perfect combination of dark side and light side. He
Oh,
walks
that's what you're
right through the
talking about.
middle.
I
Oh,
did
yeah.
like how in
Yeah.
that crossover.
Hey guys, don't ruin Vector. Don't spoil it. Okay,
Oh,
we got
yeah,
somebody
that's
who
right.
hasn't-
Sounds familiar.
I just liked how, like, the MacGuffin of the Vector crossover, how everybody was so tempted by it, and he's just like, bitch, please.
Yeah.
What did they all say?
Yeah.
In the comic, they were like, "and something" or some shit like that. I forgot.
Yeah, Vector ended with Legacy. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Vector. Oh, what? That was the one time Dark Horse ever tried to do an event with Star Wars, and it didn't work.
I didn't know it was too bad.
I think I'm with Ben. I thought it was. I didn't think it was too bad. I thought I liked it. You
It
know.
was just a vision of the future. I mean, it's not really that. I didn't really see it as a big deal.
Yeah.
I hated how that ended Rebellion, which was a good series.
Oh my goodness, Rebellion, man! I
Rebellion
love
was
that
good.
series.
Empire then going into Rebellion, just so good.
Rebellion was a
Empire was-
phenomenal series. It was a phenomenal series. I loved Rebellion.
It was,
I also
it was really kind of gritty and grungy, and it was
Yeah.
like, wow, the rebels are really, they're really,
They're
it's-
really struggling.
yeah, they're really struggling.
That was what I hoped from the last Star Wars series, the one that was just called Star Wars. Is I think I
Yeah,
expected that,
Oh, yeah,
and we didn't get that.
no.
I hate that show so much. Because it fucks so much Force Unleashed.
No, we're talking about something else, Tevye.
Sorry.
Uh,
I just... levels. I
Okay.
started levels the show.
Okay, Ben, are you reading anything else?
I'm also reading Tomb Raider: The 10,000 Immortals.
how is that? I didn't. I only lasted 2 issues.
Well, I haven't gotten to the comics yet. I'm actually
Oh.
talking about that novel they made, which is...
They made. Oh, that's right. They did do that. I
Yeah,
forgot.
it follows directly after the 2013 game,
The comics.
which
No,
I
no,
thought
no.
was great.
Yeah, I love the game. That was actually my game of the year last year.
That was
actually.
a great game.
Great
I
game.
just beat
Yeah,
it
it was.
not too long ago.
I love that change of the old Tomb Raider games, which I hated. I hate the old Tomb Raider games. They were boring as shit to me.
I like
I
them except for when I bought the whole Tomb Raider collection on Steam, and like the first 6 games you have to use the numeric keypad to control everything. Yes,
Oh,
I'm
God.
serious. I bought them because it said it had partial controller control, which I read as complete control. Basically, the
it
one
really-
analog stick works, and you can move that way. But 0 is how you pull out your weapons.
Oh god.
Oh god,
Like
that's
plus
bad.
is to shoot. It's
Plus
bizarre.
is two?
It's
Sounds-
so ass backwards. I've never seen anything quite like it.
It sounds like a Flash game.
Yeah, it does.
The worst part of it, you can't change the controls on the keyboard.
Oh,
So there's no
That sucks.
keyboard finding. Okay, that sucks.
No, it's
Uh.
it's
Guess who's
broken.
not playing those games? This guy.
this is why I love.
Yeah, I'm never playing those games. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, my.
See, like the new one was just needed. They needed a reboot
Oh,
because
yeah.
Tomb Raider was just like dying. It was.
Well, yeah, the last reboot didn't do well because Underworld bombed. Which Underworld
Why
is
did it
not
bomb?
bad of a game. It was just a remake of 2. This like Anniversary was a remake of 1.
Yeah. They
Legends
tried
no one
so
played
hard.
that. Yeah, and then Eidos just gave up, and who produced it? Was it
Square Enix.
Square Enix did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it
Yeah,
was Crystal Dynamics.
Oh yeah, it was Crystal. Yeah, but yeah, Square Enix was part of it. Yeah.
Crystal Skull.
Yeah. Someone Yeah, so I've been reading that book, and it's not written very well, but the story is pretty interesting.
Which book are you talking about?
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider: The
Oh.
10,000 Immortals.
Speaking of Tomb Raider, we're getting a sequel to the reboot game.
Yeah, that's no longer an Xbox One exclusive, right?
I don't know.
No, it's going to be on PC. Yes, PC Master Race.
Okay, that's Jago, you and I can play online together then.
I know. Yeah. Console peasants, get out of here. I'm just kidding, guys. I love consoles as much as you guys. So
Yeah, I love consoles too.
I only have a Wii.
The thing I really like about the book, though, is it shows Laura with PTSD, and it's just so interesting because normally you have these adventuring types who, they just go from adventure to adventure, kill a ton of people or wherever, and they're happy-go-lucky. Now I'm rich, but she went through this shit on Yamatai, and when she comes out of it, she's got like anxiety attacks and everything. I thought it was really cool, actually.
isn't that what happens in the comics too?
Yeah, I think the comics are an adaptation of the book. Yeah, she's going through that in the comics too. I only read the first 2 issues.
Like the thing is about the comics, and that's really like I don't really want to get into them. Is like the artwork is horrendous. Like the covers look phenomenal. The
covers
inside, like I just hate. I hate with a passion. I cannot get into that series, the comic series.
It must not be very hard to be a comic book artist these days.
Well,
Case in point, Long Mesa.
Yeah.
yeah,
Seems
well,
to be.
It can't be as bad as Amazing Spider-Man where everyone's cross-eyed. That's something I just
But
don't.
aren't the writers cross-eyed when they create the series?
They're all on acid or something.
Hey, speaking of cross-eyed, you also, this is way off topic, but I saw this Aladdin, Rebels doll. It had this guy cross-eyed.
It's all right to get it mixed up to the same thing, you know.
Show it to me, Tristan. I need to see it. I need to see this Aladdin
So it's
thing.
an Inquisitor Jafar. He could totally be Jafar. Did you even know that Inquisitor is played by like Jason Isaacs?
Come on, man. Look at the two Jafars.
Okay. Tristan, you want to go next? Or you want me to go next? Just
You
for
go
what
next.
we're reading. Okay. Currently, I'm about to read Star Wars Emissaries and Assassins. I've already read all the stories, but I really want to read this again.
Nostalgia.
I just need to read Open Seasons. That's all I want to read.
Yes.
And I had to get it just for Open Seasons. I mean,
There's some good stuff in there too, though.
yeah,
It's
Outlander,
worth the money. Yeah, Outlander's in there. What else?
Emissaries of Malastray, I think that's what it's called.
Emissaries of Malastray.
That was actually a good one. Emissaries was. I think that's where they. Was that the one where they had like the hack dogs and everything?
Yeah, it's Sebulba's in it.
And Circus Heroicus, I believe.
Sebulba's in this.
Emissaries, actually, let me go to this right now. No, it was actually focused on the Jedi Council.
Okay.
Which timeline? The Fleetwood timeline?
This is like
Rise of the Empire. This is between
Rise of the Empire.
episodes 1 and 2.
And for some odd reason, in this omnibus, it has, in the beginning, Star Wars Episode 1, Anakin Skywalker story, Queen Amidala story, Qui-Gon Jinn story.
I can answer that for you.
Why?
I can answer that for you.
Why?
There was a graphic novel that came out in early 2000 called Star Wars Episode 1 Adventures.
Oh, yeah.
Just random stories that would have happened in Episode 1.
I could care less about these Episode 1 stories. But
The Obi-Wan one,
and then Emissaries to Malastray, and then Open Seasons. It ends great. Starts
the
so bad.
Obi-Wan story is good. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, is it?
It's told from Yoda's perspective on the fight between Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan.
I
And
love that
actually.
fight.
Like, these are all set in Episode 1. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
they're not like anything outside of Episode 1, like before Episode 1. They're like,
No, they're during Episode 1. It's bizarre.
but that's just like about the characters, like what they say to like these other characters, like Qui-Gon to Obi-Wan or something like that, I guess.
Dang, I was going to get that too.
Not entirely true, because they actually did a book that took place before Episode 1, with Qui-Gon Jinn taking Obi-Wan as an apprentice.
Oh, you talking about Jedi Apprentice?
That was a good series.
And,
I
remember when
forgot
they tried to do
that,
the
too.
comic spin-off and it bombed?
It did.
Was it Orin Man?
It was called
Something
Star
about
Wars
Ornament,
Jedi. Yeah, it was called Star Wars Jedi, and it had canon problems.
Huh.
Apparently,
That's a bummer.
I never read it. It's
Oh, that was the one with Qui-Gon, right?
yeah. And
And he had to face, I don't know, like Xanatos's
Some Sith Lord, I think.
brother's uncle. I don't know, something like
Mother's father, sister's
It's a
grandmother,
novel.
second removed cousin from Illinois. Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Roommate. You
Something
forgot
like
roommate.
Spaceballs. Anybody?
So wait, that one that you guys, all episode 1 stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna get that.
No. I mean, it's still great. I mean,
Tells
it's
you-
still great. It has emissaries to Malastray, Outlander. Outlander is actually about a Tuscan Jedi.
It's a
Which is
shade head
really
stab.
cool. It's actually the father to, I think it's a Shard head or Sharad head.
Sharad.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's actually about his father.
Yeah, and he's in it too.
It's a great story. And then Open Seasons, of course. Open Seasons is worth just
Open
this
Seasons is one of the best Star Wars stories ever written. Hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what's going to be the best comic book series? Jar Jar Banks in the Marvel.
He's probably gonna have his own.
Not gonna happen.
Do you
He's probably
remember?
gonna have his own standalone series.
I keep thinking of
I want a Jar Jar spin-off film.
Shut up!
Get
out of here.
I want to see
Guys.
Dan Miller.
Guys, do you remember in Star Wars Republic? It was in Clone Wars Volume 2 when Dirge and Ventress are introduced, where all the Gungans went to the Naboo moon to populate it, and the Federation slaughtered all of them.
Dark. That was really dark. I love that.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
And
I heard
Dirge
of
tries to drown Obi-Wan.
The only
Yeah.
reason I did not like that story was because of the art. I
I
don't
love the
remember
art.
what that,
I thought it was phenomenal.
I don't remember what that guy's name is, but I hate his art.
It seems to me that Clone Wars is really the. Sorry.
No, go on.
It just seems to me like a lot of the Clone Wars stories are like the most grittiest of all in Star Wars.
Yeah, they're the most violent thing. Like the other one, like the TV show, it's afraid to use like violence and whatever because it's
Well,
a kid
yeah,
show
it's
and
on
all.
Cartoon
But
Network.
Sometimes
But like the Clone Wars TV show, the 2003 version, it's not afraid to use that too. It can be pretty violent. at
Well, they
times.
were shown at different times, I
It sounds
think.
good though, in my
I
opinion.
mean, but still, it was featured on Cartoon Network.
well,
Oh, no, here's it. Wait, it was one DVD on Netflix. It's uncensored, meaning they show what the gritty stuff.
Yeah.
But like,
for example, Dark Savage when he did that secret spell on the gang lords,
mhm.
you get to see their heads fall off.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There was actually a part in the Clone Wars TV show where Ventress like stabs a clone and goes up and like kisses his cheek as he dies. They actually had to edit that out when they aired it on Cartoon Network, but I think on Netflix it's still in there.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
So
Everyone
like,
was telling me about
like
that.
Cartoon Network was censoring a little bits of things here and there throughout the entire
Everyone's
run.
sending everything.
now, if you were to ask me what is the true form of the Clone Wars, like what really depicts the Clone Wars, I'd say the comics, without a
What
doubt.
about
I
Stranger
probably-
Things? Hold
I
up,
mean,
hold up a
'cause
second. What about Shatterpoint? Did
Oh,
anyone
yeah.
read Shatterpoint?
I know Shatterpoint. I haven't read it, but I know it.
I don't-
God, that was dark.
Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. I don't mean like just in the out of the TV shows and comics, not the novels. Novels is completely different.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel like the comics really portray the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Do a great job at that.
I honestly want to agree with you because like that seems to be the bulk of what most of the stories are really.
I never
I mean,
read
It,
look
that.
at
it
Battle
appears
of
to be.
Jabim.
But
Look at Battle of Jabim. Talk about real Clone
Yes.
Wars. Talk about bloody
Remember when they come
violence.
back to it in Empire? In Star Wars Empire, they come back to Jabim, and
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
after the Republic they, I don't know what you call it, but like the Empire took over and it got even worse than it was.
Yeah.
Crumbled,
Oh my God.
It was
and
that
Sarah
was.
were wiped out.
honestly, like
That's a very dark story, 86.
Oh, occupied is the term. They occupied it.
Right.
you
thing
know,
I
like
like-
with the sorry.
The thing I
Go ahead,
really
Tristan.
liked about the Clone Wars comics versus the show was the way they portrayed Dooku, and because Dooku in the Clone Wars comics, he actually felt like a villain. He was like
Yeah.
a mastermind and very good at politics and manipulation.
Yeah,
He had
especially-
all these dark side adepts and everything, and
Yeah,
like
all
that
the-
whole sequence with Quinlan Voss and Dooku, just the two of them trying to manipulate each other was just golden.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
the Clone Wars
Yeah,
TV show,
absolutely.
he's just a Sith flunky, you know.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
true, yeah, but in season 3, like the second half of season 3, they had to show Dooku more of a badass.
But like in the TV show, like, isn't he like same with Ash Ventress and Grievous? Aren't they portrayed like villains? Like, oh, we're gonna be the villain in this episode, and then all of a sudden they're beaten back. Like, I'll get you guys next time. So,
Yeah.
like, they come back and get,
for you middling kids.
What I didn't like about the Clone Wars, and it's my biggest gripe, aside from having Ahsoka Tano, who I think is the worst character in all of Star Wars.
I agree. I just
agree.
I gotta disagree with that because Ahsoka got much better than season 4 and season 5.
But she was awful in the movie and was awful
Yeah.
in half of the series.
Yeah, that's the
Movie
problem.
was awful.
I still
And-
can't
but,
believe
but
that Anakin got a Padawan. Like, he
how
had a
many
Padawan.
times did Anakin and Dooku fight in the TV show? It had to be like every season finale. And
It
in
makes
the
no sense.
and
It
in the
makes no
book of
sense.
Revenge of the Sith,
They
talk
contradict.
about how Dooku. It was Anakin. This was the first time Anakin and Obi-Wan had faced Dooku since the Battle of Geonosis.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
Dave Filoni just likes to shoehorn a lot of things in there.
Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
Get rid of
You
it.
know, the guy's a film genius. You know.
Hey, I mean,
No, he's
the
not.
Delta Squad, come on. Like, you shoehorn that in there.
But you
Okay.
think about the show. The one thing I like about the show was Darth Maul, and they brought back Darth Maul.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't
okay.
really mind that.
It's
Okay,
super
guys.
contrived, but go ahead.
Okay, let me just get back to what else I'm reading as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I know we're going on topic with that, but I'm also reading some other non-Star Wars stuff. I don't know if you guys are into it, but I'm currently reading Game of Thrones: A Clash of Kings right now, and I have to say, like, I mean, I've only read the what was it, like the first 2 chapters. Love it so far, but I have to say Game of Thrones Book 2 is like so much better than Book 1 in every way, and like the way they changed it in the TV show, like I think the book is like so much superior, and like one of the
That's how I
most
feel about
menacing
Blade Runner.
characters. Yeah, I agree, and like one of the most menacing characters ever. Like, he's worse than Joffrey, is Ramsay Bolton, Ramsay Snow. That guy is one of the sickest motherfuckers I've ever read about. Like, he's just insane.
Which one is Ramsey again?
Yeah,
Gordon.
He's like the bastard of... Oh, wait, what was that?
I said Gordon.
Ramsay Gordon.
Sorry, back to the topic now.
No. He's just one of like the worst. I mean, you think Joffrey's bad? Like, this guy is just, he pales in comparison to Ramsay. I just wanted to say that.
I've not read the books myself. I have been keeping up with the TV show.
Yeah, this TV show's great. I love TV show.
I just started it.
I hate how the people who like hate the TV show are like, everybody dies
Well-
and like, well, if you can't stand
well,
it, then don't watch the TV
well,
show,
no,
okay?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Like, you're being pussies about it. Just don't watch the TV show.
I was kind of okay with the first season. The second season I hated, and the third season was okay. I thought it was kind of.
I love the third season. I thought that was the best season so far. Especially the ending. I won't ruin it at all. It was just, oh god, dude, you
I'm
guys
not there
don't
yet.
say anything more about it.
I'm almost done with season 1.
Done with season 1. Yeah. Just the ending, man. I'm just gonna say the ending, man. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh man. Yeah. I just love Game of Thrones. I mean, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a medieval help me on this, guys. It's like it's a realistic viewpoint of the medieval time. I don't know if that's the best description.
Yeah, I think it's a modern. I consider it kind of like a modern Tolkien sort of thing.
But I think like in
that's
Lord of the
not-
Rings, nobody like outrageous died like this much, and like I mean, Lord of the Rings had its fantasy aspects, and so did Game of Thrones to a point, but it still felt realistic, like the way it's being portrayed, because like anybody can die at any point in like the books or the TV shows or whatever. So, I mean, Lord of the Rings is different, in my opinion. It's just like it's a great fantasy series, but it's different compared to Game of Thrones.
Right.
So I just wanted to point that out there. And Tristan, or who left? Did somebody leave? No. Okay.
I'm
Wait.
still here. I'm just having
No,
internet
No. I
difficulties.
think somebody left, so I don't know.
Yeah, what's his face who came in late?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's coming back. Okay. I also want to mention that I'm also reading The Hobbit right now as well, as I'm keeping track of the books the movies as well. And I'm almost done that, and it's just completely just gone off the rails in the movies. It's
It's good though.
The thing about the Hobbit movies is Peter Jackson he wasn't even going to direct them originally. It was going to be Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. I actually
he's-
kind of wish it was him though, in a way.
Yeah, when it was originally only going to be 2 films.
I
And
wish
my
it
thing-
was.
My thing about them is he takes elements, like he makes up a bunch of crap that's the worst parts of the film is what Peter
Yeah.
just
Actually,
ad-libs.
it's not entirely true.
And he takes stuff
he
from the
did-
Silmarillion as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
which parts of the Silmarillion? What are you talking about?
The Elven King. He's based off of a king in the Silmarillion. Legolas's father or whatever.
No, he was in the
Well,
books.
that was his honor.
But the character,
he
the
was.
way the character acts is based off of the way a character acted in the Silmarillion.
But in the book, he's actually pretty much a dick in the book.
Yeah,
And
but
he cages.
but with the
and he-
whole jewel thing,
Oh yeah, that part. Yeah. But
Wait, what part? What about Frankenstein?
have you seen the third Hobbit movie yet?
Yes.
The third Hobbit movie, when the Elven King, he just wants to attack the Lonely Mountain because he wants his jewels back.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he wanted the Arkenstone at first.
Yeah, I thought
No, they used the Arkenstone as a bartering tool.
Yeah.
Because Bilbo found the Arkenstone.
Okay.
No,
to make
you wanted this certain jewel thing that they got in the beginning. For some reason, was there in the Lonely Mountain. I'm not sure why it was there. It's not explained why it's there, but it's there.
Well,
for
actually,
conveniences.
it actually explained the first movie. The elves actually gave the jewels to dwarves in the first movie.
Yeah, but why? That's the
I have
thing.
no idea.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was interesting because I assumed it was a gift. Are they repoing the gift? Did they consider
Probably.
the Lonely Mountain a bank? I mean, yeah. But sorry for derailing us again.
No. I was talking about the Hobbit anyway, so
Yeah, but
it only makes sense to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but other than that, that's all I'm reading. We might as well go to Tristan, but where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay, there you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm reading, y'all know that I'm reading the Old Republic comics.
Republic.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's right.
Big difference.
But the third one.
okay, you're on.
Which one was that?
What are you on the second big arc?
I think I'm on the. Damn it, I forgot which one. No, yeah, they're trying to scam guys at the swoop thing. And Zane's
Okay.
he's in it now. and then that guy just like threatened him. He's like, "You better win" or something like that. I forgot what it was exactly.
That's okay. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's when the final plot starts to take place.
hmm
At the end of that. And I'm not counting war,
Yeah.
because war was
War.
tacked on at the end.
Let's just pretend war never happened.
Wait, what war? What kind of war? Because the only overcome I read was I think the second volume with the Jedi and the third one with the Sith.
When you're saying war, do you mean the Knights of the Old Republic series, or is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Also,
Yeah.
Legacy had a war series too at the end, but I don't think I ever read that.
That one was all right.
It was okay.
I don't know why they extended it like so late. Like it was after 50 issues, and they put like war as a separate entity altogether. It was like 1 through 6. I'm like,
Well, it was the same time as they did it with Knights of the Old Republic. It was just because that's when Dark Horse went into that thing with the Hellboy stuff, where every arc had to be its own miniseries.
I hate that. Just follow up with that series that you've already done.
Yeah.
Don't put like separate different series. Like, oh, number 1 through 6, number 1 through 6 again.
It's because issue
Why
1
can't you
sell
count?
more.
Like, what's wrong with it?
Issue 1 sell more. That's proven fact.
Why not just have a three story? Why not have a 3-part trilogy? Like beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Money. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep. Great.
They do all their things for money.
Same like Marvel does the Spidey. Oh, the Spidey girl, but you get the point.
Tristan, go ahead.
Yeah, and then I was also reading X-Wing Wedge's Gamble, but
Ooh.
I mean,
Oh.
usually I'm more of a novel guy, but lately I haven't felt like reading novels worth of crap. I don't know why.
The
I know what
older
you
you
mean.
get, the more you don't want to read novels and want to focus more on comics. I don't know why. It's just like I'd rather see the visual, the picture, and then just reading it from there.
I used to enjoy books more, but it's just.
Yeah, no, I was the same as you, Tristan.
But reading feels like a chore now. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah. Comics is easier.
I'm the complete opposite. I went from comics and then to novels, kind of like that. Well,
I'm not so sure I'm gonna like this transition either.
I read the Remnant book, and then after that I read Vector Prime and the New Jedi Order, and then pretty much I just got into like the Blood Ties comics, which I loved, and then Dawn of the Jedi, and then I was reading some stuff, and then basically I'm on this path of all books.
Yeah. So that's not why I read it. You and I read it. But
I really want to read that on Dawn of the Jedi Force Wars.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, me? What? Has everyone read Vector Prime?
Mm-mm.
No,
Vector
I haven't read that book.
No.
I mean, I know what happens to Chewie.
Yeah.
I love that book.
Yeah.
Someone else dies too, but I won't spoil.
Yeah, R.A. Salvatore. You bastard.
He wrote it?
Yeah, he wrote Vector Prime.
Oh, wow.
Has anyone read any of Salvatore's other books?
I'm reading.
He only wrote 2 books.
I read Attack of the Clones, which he also wrote. He wrote them. Yeah, I'm reading the Crystal Shard right now, which is the first of the Forgotten Realms he did, or one of the first.
Right. I would start with the Dark Elf trilogy if you're gonna read that.
My DM and friend Nick, who's watching this right now, hi Nick. He said to read the Crystal Shard first and read the first trilogy and then go into the prequel Dark Elf.
Would you rather read that or Crystal Star?
I like the Crystal Shard right so far. I'm only like in the first chapter, so.
No, I mean Star Wars: The Crystal Star.
We
don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. It's just no. I forgot.
Was that the one with the Eye of Palpatine?
It was the one where Luke gets brainwashed by the cult, as I recall.
What?
That's
That's not completely stupid and insane.
One creature that came from this other universe that can heal people or suck out the life.
What?
You go back to his.
Confusing.
Screw that.
No, I'm confused.
What are you guys reading, man? That doesn't sound...
It's
really
like,
good.
That's not going like something.
Are you thinking of Dark Empire, where they have which was either Dark Empire or Dark Empire 2, where the machines suck the life force out of the planets?
how did the Empire do that?
How do you do that?
I don't know, but it's interesting.
What is he going to do all that research?
Dark Empire did have the coolest ships. I
know.
Super
Yeah,
Star
the-
Destroyer, and I think there was something else that like fired and like killed planets or something like that. What is that?
Yeah, that was that weird Star Destroyer from the first one.
I gotta
And then
look.
the second one's those weird flying Imperial Walker things that suck the life force out of the planet.
Devastators. I think they were Devastators.
Yeah.
Let me look it up right now.
I liked in Dark Empire 2 how the X-Wings were replaced with upgraded versions, and the TIE Fighters were replaced with upgraded versions, which is something that I thought in Star Wars 7 was just strange that they hadn't upgraded when it's supposed to be 30 years since Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
You think because in less time from the Revenge of the Sith to A New Hope, the ships have completely changed.
Yeah.
Right.
You think they would have changed more.
Yeah,
So-
get the K-Wing in there.
Okay, I'm looking at this right now, but the Eclipse class Dreadnought was the Super Star Destroyer that was in the Dark Empire series. It was 17.5 kilometers in length. And let's see, the main weapon was a super laser, and
Galaxy gun.
yeah, and it just you could destroy planets with that thing.
Yeah,
Dark Empire is good, but it's really
so
weird.
had Death Star weapon?
yeah, it's a little bit.
Technology?
What was it?
So wait, are there Death Star technology on that ship?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's crazy.
Look up some images and compare it to the Star Destroyer.
I think that the weirdest, like, Dark Empire has some of the weirdest things in it, like the whole Palpatine clone thing.
Isn't that clone like 2 times?
That was pretty cool change, honestly.
It was cool, but it was just strange.
I thought
It was.
it was weird whenever he was like naked.
How many times? Like 2 or 3 times?
Well, he had all of the clones in the first one, but then the Luke goes all apeshit on them.
And then he wanted to put his body inside of Anakin's soul.
Yeah, with the unborn baby. Yeah, that's right. That happened.
Yeah.
Which is like weird.
It's bizarre because all of his clones were destroyed.
What?
That's the
yeah.
plot in the sequels, as I recall.
Oh my god.
Bro.
Yeah. And then there was also the Jedi who was basically a floating ball, and he had the lightsaber arm.
Yeah.
He was
And there was the
cool.
old Jedi too.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
from,
yeah,
he was
Jedi.
from the Clone Wars.
Ima Boda. She's like 100 years old and over 100 years old, and she looks all dried up and
Yeah.
wrinkled.
And then there was the
Big
reference
side
to
character.
the Sith War in Dark Empire 2, which I really liked.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, dude, I was freaking out whenever I was like, "Oh look, Andron."
And that whole race of humanoids that were of descent of Jedi, so they were slightly Force sensitive.
That was cool. That was really cool.
really
Oh,
cool.
what was that on?
Yeah, it was.
fuck,
What
was
planet
that
was
called?
that?
That was the same
Ossus.
planet that gets terraformed by the Uzium Vong.
It was
Ossus?
yeah, Ossus.
Ossus, yeah.
Ossus, yeah. It was Ossus before the Uzium Vong took over in the New Jedi Order.
Huh. Interesting.
Anyways,
However,
for what I was reading, I might also read Jedi Apprentice next, or as well.
read it. I read one of the books. They are really good.
Yeah, I just don't have number 2, so.
I was reading I believe the Captain Temple, and I just I don't know what to say about it. Just really.
I don't remember those. I read the first 2. I had I bought the first 10 and I read the first 2 like when I was little.
It's like
Wow. I personally liked the Boba Fett series.
I read that.
Oh,
Oh
Boba Fett.
my god, I want to read that so bad too.
My brother had that series.
I read the
That
one.
was a dark for children's books.
I read the Maze
Yeah.
of Preparation.
Yeah, it was.
And it's like the book was kind of just like really different. It's just about a kid.
Not Boba Fett. What Boba Fett in the Clone Wars? I think he was.
Yeah, he did show up for an episode in the Clone Wars.
Well,
Yeah.
in season 2, season 4, and season 5. Boba Fett all in season 4 and 5.
I only. and he was still a kid or something like that in it.
Yes, that's true. But
He had to
in
be,
Team
yeah.
4, he might have to man up and pick up ass.
Well, do we remember his origin before Attack of the Clones when he was an ex-Imperial officer?
What?
That was his original origin.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Jasper Maria
Yeah, it was.
or Journey Protector.
Yeah, he wasn't. Boba Fett wasn't even his actual name. It was a different name.
Jasper Maria. Who ended up getting used in the open season comics, ironically.
That's that retcon.
Wait, they retcon it?
Yeah,
Oh.
because Boba Fett's a clone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
One Jango
For
Fett.
some
You know what?
reason.
I can accept the origin.
I,
Like,
I think that the Attack of the Clones origin is just so random.
Yeah, I liked it. It kind of made for some really good stories, like
Yeah.
Legacy of the Force. I haven't read that yet, but I mean, from what I heard, it's good. And then Republic Commando. It was kind of funny how they said
awesome.
the
I
guy
love that
Ordo, he shoved his head down the fresher whenever he was a kid. That was hilarious.
By the way, after like I said, Reverend was my first book, and then it took me about 6 months to read that book because I don't really read that much books. So I'm kind of like that. I was pretty like that then. And
I'm about to read that.
And then months later, I was on Barnes and Noble. I was looking at the Star Wars books. I saw Vector Prime, and I heard the new Jedi, and like, I gotta have it. So
Bummer.
read it, saying, "Come on, let's get the phone on. Let's get the phone on." And then following when that scene came where the guy was a bong. I'm like, "Here we go. Come on." And like the moments, the chapters later on, I'm like, "Come on, let's kill Chewbacca. Let's kill Chewbacca." They finally.
I love Chewbacca die in that book. Yeah.
And then finally when Chewbacca died, I'm like, I was in Starbucks and I'm like, who killed Chewbacca? Can't believe it.
Okay,
Hey,
we all know the fate of Anakin Solo, right?
I know the fate.
don't
I don't
know.
know exactly how he died.
Yeah, don't
What
spoil
book
it.
was it in?
Oh, Star by Star.
Was it?
Was
Oh,
it Star by Star? Okay, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question.
I really love it, but I know are part of the video games.
And basically, after Vector Prime, I was about to read Dark Tide 1, but then Matt Wilkins came in and he recommended me to read all the stuff before we get Order, so that's
You
why
should.
I'm kind of like stuck on there.
Hey, you know what? I got a question for all of you. What are some of your favorite eras in the Star Wars universe?
The Old Republic for me. That's
The old
easy.
Republic era.
The Rebellion era.
Culture.
Rebellion?
Yeah, I'm serious. I like the Rebellion era. It's just something classic from back when I was a little kid watching Star Wars. I like that era. I like all the technology. Love the X-Wing, love the TIE Fighter, love Star Destroyers. I just like that era. I like the New Republic a lot now since I've started rereading stuff because that's when all the interesting stuff from the late 80s, early 90s comes into play. It all went to the New Republic.
My favorite era would probably be, okay, I know I only read one book, The New Jedi Order. Maybe I want to freaking see some Bong ships being blow up. I want to see planets colliding together.
That's
So,
pretty crazy.
My thing with the New Jedi Order is it got stale for me near the end.
It did?
Yeah, it was just
Yeah, sorry, I didn't
because
hear
it
what
was
you said.
with the New Jedi Order. It got a little stale for me. I think it was because the order it's just so much shorter than all the other eras. Well, then there's Dawn of the Jedi too, but that was barely fleshed out before the plug was pulled.
There was like 20, like...
You know, my beef with the
That's
my
what
beef with the Rebellion era is that most of the stuff centers on the big three, and then there's so many comics of Han did this, Luke did this, and like it seems like every day is filled with Luke, Leia, and Han.
Yeah,
I mean-
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
That's what
I mean,
Rebellion.
If they had some other big characters in that time period, I probably wouldn't mind it as much. That's why I like Clone Wars, because the Clone Wars era, because it's
I read some of the Rebellion stuff, not just for the original characters, and just because I like new characters. I want to be introduced, and if they kill a character I actually like, that's how I kind of feel. That's why I read Rebellion.
yeah, but and then like the thing why I like Clone Wars though is because it it showed lots of points of views. It tell you stories about the Jedi Council,
Mm-hmm.
the clones, especially. The most notable example was Republic Commando.
Yeah, Flight Commando.
Yeah.
That game was awesome.
The game was awesome, and the novel series are phenomenal.
I wish they
want
could
to
have
see the
finished
Flight
it.
Commando. I want Flight Commando 2.
Yeah. I wish we had.
But
I wish
no,
it was a sequel to the game
cancel.
too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Clone Wars. When you're saying Clone Wars era, you don't mean the TV show, do you? In any way.
Right.
What TV show? There's 2 of them.
The Clone Wars. Clone Wars. Are you?
I don't
I'm
think
asking
any
Tristan.
of us mean T canon.
Okay.
Wait, say what?
Okay. When you say you like the Clone Wars era, do you mean you like the TV show as well? You want to include that?
The 2008 one?
Yeah.
No, that's like S canon to me.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I just wanted to make sure.
No, because you have to either be Republic Commando or Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But some people try to get like both. I'm like, you can't.
No. What are your thoughts on the 2003 series?
Try.
Oh, I like it. I grew up with it. I love it.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too.
Yeah, me too.
And
Yeah.
the thing is, though, it worked,
I like
and
that.
surprisingly, it's just like a thing that nobody really talks about is like the first season was just like how each episode was like what 5-10 minutes.
They were
Yeah.
filmed between
And it
shows.
worked. It worked. Nobody talked. Hardly anybody talked.
Yeah.
And it was just blind, relentless action.
Yeah,
And then
right.
season
And
2 was
it-
when they tried to they bridged it to Revenge of the Sith. That's why it got longer.
Yeah, I love that too for Volume 2.
Yeah, I like it
bridged
too.
towards that.
It was
Like,
it was.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, it was just great how I actually liked how they showed the relationship between Anakin and Obi-Wan and showing his knighting and all that.
Mhm.
It just told you what you needed to know and it moved on. I love it. What's not to like?
And
Yeah.
they referenced it in the Clone Wars comic series too.
Yeah.
It's briefly touched upon in the First Prince in Volume 6. Anakin has the long hair already.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, blah blah blah. You got knighted like last week, and it's just like touched upon like that.
Isn't it funny that 2 seasons of the Clone Wars is enough to, sate our thirst for the Clone Wars, yet it's not for Lucasfilm. They need to have 6 or 7 seasons of the Clone Wars, and at that time, it was all but done, but they wanted to resurrect it again? Like,
They were beating a dead horse.
basically, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, basically.
Guys, okay. Here's about the 2008 Clone Wars show. I will admit, season 1, it was not that good. But there was some good stories.
No, it really wasn't.
With Will Grievous, which I agree that was a good episode, and the one with Side Adventures. But,
Yes.
it got bad. Season 2, it got much better. Season 2, it improved. Because at the end of the movie, Cad Bane. Cad Bane was awesome. Like, he was awesome billionaire.
But
Okay,
let me
I
ask you,
kinda like-
Tevye, is he better than Dirge or Ashley Ventress? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I'm not.
Derek, Cad Bane, no. But here's the thing. Cad Bane, in my opinion, it was a cool addition to the. You remember, he kind of reminded me of an old Western type.
Yeah, that's what I like about him.
Star Wars.
Wait, you know
But-
what's cool? I want to seem really odd about him. He's trying to free Zia the Hutt. He's trying to get information from C3, get information from Anakin and C3PO. So he set up a beauty droid shop to trick them. A beauty.
Yeah. That episode tied in after the season 1 finale, which
How does he do that?
kind of confused me.
And wasn't there one episode? I think I saw it on Matt's channel, Matt Wilkins' channel, that he was talking about the Clone Wars. I think it was like season 4 or season 5 or whatever. And there was like an really silly episode where they were talking about Padme's cake.
Oh, that's
Something about
that's
cake.
season 3.
That's up there
season
with the
Like,
Jar
that's
Jar
an episode? Like,
Boys and
I don't remember this, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I know what Jeremy's favorite episode is. The Spot.
Yeah. That's the first of season 3. Second season 3 got much better with survival quest.
Oh my god. He has like the most awful Sith name ever.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Savage Opress.
Are you serious? That's a name?
Yes, that is the name.
Are you sure that's Darth Maul's brother?
Yeah.
That's
Dave Filoni shoehorned so much in there.
But here's the thing,
Filoni-
It's a load of baloney.
Crazy.
This is coming
Yeah,
from
Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni is a guy who hates the EU. Like
Yeah.
the one time he tried to get like EU stuff in there, he did it wrong, and the fans got upset, and then he threw a temper tantrum, and then he went from during the early episodes of the Clone Wars saying that the EU isn't that bad too. I hate the EU. It's useless. That's why George came up with T-canon so he could have his own canon.
And then he overwrote some amazing stories. It's sad.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, because
He likes to tell
Yeah.
in the mind's eye.
I think he hates Karen Travis so much because he just literally like he went left, she went right.
I don't think he likes anyone who.
And a
writes
lot of
EU.
people
But
are defending, like, they really hate Karen Travis for doing this. Like, they really, really hate it. But, like, at that time, she was doing something new and creative. Like, she was doing a perspective from the clones.
You know what's
No
funny?
one really attempted that.
But the Clone episode was awesome with Captain Rex.
He wrote the novel
Okay, episode
for the Star Wars, the Clone Wars movie.
Yo,
Movie
but,
god awful. That movie does not exist.
Hold on, guys. I got something for you.
Yeah.
Let me go
But
grab
the
it.
show did get better in season 2.
yo, but I mean, cause like I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Continue. Oh.
Come on, Tristan. Hurry up.
Kristen's face is stuck.
Yeah, I think it was.
You guys mean this movie?
Yes.
No!
You see, they made a novelization, and Carol Travis writes the book.
Wait, which movie?
It does?
The
Oh,
Clone
Wars,
good.
This movie, this quality gem right here.
Yeah, sorry, my thing is lagging.
Yeah, that's the movie. Had too bad movie, which was god awful.
And
I
they,
can't even watch that movie.
I wonder how the novelization is. Is it better than the movie, or?
I can't imagine it's that much better. I mean, you had nothing to go with the movie. So.
The novelization was okay.
You know what's sad though is that Karen Travis wrote the novelization, and then Dave Filoni gave her the middle finger.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah, he did her. She did him a favor.
And he did her a huge disservice.
Eh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just the way it ended, and there's no like last like book to finish the series. But instead we get something on like, Wikipedia on how it ends.
Correct.
Yeah, it had, or you know what she said. She basically gave her notes out. I was devastated whenever I looked that up.
I will never forgive the Clone Wars for that. I mean, like Dave Filoni for that. And the Clone Wars, like I will never watch it.
Because
He loves the stumble.
you give they give you a different perspective of the clones and the Clone Wars.
Yeah, absolutely. They're more human instead of like blind robots.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, here's the thing though, like season 4 and season 5 actually made the Clone more human. Because season 4 until Captain Rex President Orders with the Jedi, I don't. Oh yeah, Krell. But when he questioned Krell, that actually was badass. I actually like that episode.
I'll give you that because Clone Wars did do it, but it wasn't the first to do it.
No.
No, that's true.
You know, I was really pissed off about the last season 6 because with the whole entire they have a chip inside their head, clones.
Order 66.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that completely contradicted the hell out of those novels. Ugh.
Actually, that's not entirely true. It's what Christian review when Smurfs know it didn't actually contradict. So that plan was actually introduced when Darth Sidious master, Darth Plagueis.
Oh, well, no, but like they're in the novels, they were talking about how they weren't, you know, they did have free will, you know, that it was their choice.
And then they made a second batch of clones. They were like from Syntax or something like that.
Correct.
And these were like really fast, like producing clones. They were like
Right.
like when they were born, they were like 1 years old or like 1 or 2 years old. They were already like 20 or 30 or 30 or something like that.
That's crazy.
And the guys were just like personally for, what was it, Darth Sidious himself or whatever.
Yeah,
And
the Plague is, I think.
Well, you
Yeah,
remember
that's it.
there's an arc in Star Wars Empire where Luke found a clone who was an old man from
Yeah.
the first batch of clones.
that made no sense.
It didn't, but it was kind of
Yeah.
cool. But
Yeah.
I always considered it being one of the first with the first batch before they made them growth accelerant, because they do talk
Yeah.
about making clones that weren't growth accelerant. It took forever, so
Yeah.
they came up with better ones.
Yeah,
Wasn't that
I
guy
did like that
Mark
story.
Cuban?
Yeah.
You know, I like how Karen
Okay.
Travis did offer an explanation as to why some of the clones were less efficient in combat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait, the Clone Show, I will admit, it started out a lot of fun with near season 1. Season 2, it did improve with the zombie arc with Geonosis. Actually, I like that arc with Point Lane.
He
Okay.
Tuesday hates the one with the worms.
okay, I'll admit, I did kind of think Ryloth was alright.
But he hated the worms one.
Which one?
The one where the worms crawling in the clones and
Oh,
they
yeah.
like zombies.
That was
Oh
kinda-
yeah.
Yeah,
I actually
the,
kind of like that one.
yeah, the zombies with
And they had to
Geonosis.
like
I actually like that episode.
Ahsoka has to basically kill the worms by freezing them to death.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, Annie got Pago and he interrogated him, which I actually like that scene. That was a very dark scene.
By the way, you guys you know how lightsabers can go underwater, right?
Yeah, they established that in the micro series.
It was
Yeah.
it was from this book. It started off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put his lightsaber in the water and actually was just bubbly, but it was okay.
Hey
Okay.
guys, we've almost hit 2 hours.
Yeah, I know.
I just looked at it.
Woo!
No, we're over 2 hours.
Let's get to 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, so what are some of y'all's revisiting the question? I don't know exactly how many of y'all said or responded, but what are some of your favorite eras? Or I don't know if all y'all went in detail with that or wanted to say more.
Yeah, they actually one error I forgot
Yeah.
to mention.
What was your favorite era?
Me?
Yeah.
One of my ultimate era is the old public era, but that's
Old Republic, yeah.
with not 11, with Darth Malgus with the old public, which I know it as an MMO. The story of Sith Warrior was an awesome story. I actually love that.
Oh,
Love
you
that game.
Steve, right?
Not the game. I actually love my character story
Steve.
in the old public. But
Okay.
one of my all-time favorite era is also the Clone Wars era with the last episode of season 6 with Yoda. I know it's from the show, but bear with me. Season 6 had a great finale. But one of my all-time favorite era is the Rebellion era. With Galen Malik, aka Star Killer.
Oh,
I love Star Trek.
interesting.
Yeah, I love that character. Like Galen Malik, aka Star Killer.
You can't.
He's awesome. I love his story. It's dark.
Aladdin cannot
Sorry.
do everything, man.
Star Killer was a lot of fun. He was a really neat character, honestly.
That's a badass.
Yeah, they messed him up in Force Unleashed too.
Yeah, they did.
That is fun.
Oh,
You know what?
I haven't played the games. I've seen the
Yeah.
cutscenes for the second one.
The second one
I'm like,
is
what
just,
the fuck?
it's awful. It is
The second
bad.
one, the disappointment. I bought the game.
Just don't play it. Don't play it.
Will you play
I
it?
played it.
Yeah, I'd probably get it for achievements.
Wait, what?
I played Forza 2.
just play.
Forza 2 was a huge disappointment. I beat the game
Yeah,
one
it was.
day.
It really
Yeah.
was.
What are
Yeah,
you who's playing what?
You didn't want to
Force Unleashed.
Oh,
Mhm.
Force Unleashed 1 is good.
Yeah, second
Force
one
Unleashed
sucked.
awesome.
Yeah.
I never
Force
played the
Unleashed was a
second
huge
one,
disappointment.
so I can't complain.
Don't
But
play- Whatever you guys do, don't play the second one. Don't.
Yeah.
The second-
It's sequel is a disappointment.
It's that bad. It is that bad.
So
Honestly,
the
it's
second
improved
one, the comic adaptation doesn't even go from the Star Killer's point of view. It goes from
Yeah.
Boba Fett's point of view.
It's from
It's
Boba
so
Fett, yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah, I
It's
did read
awful.
that. That was weird.
Honestly, the novel of Force Unleashed 2 was a lot better than the game.
I know that.
It's like the prequel.
It totally was.
Kidding.
Pretty much the only thing I liked about the game was that little strain of music. I don't know what they called it. You know, like the love theme for Juno and Starkiller. I thought
Yeah,
that was
I
a
do love
beautiful
that.
piece
And
of
then there was
music.
the crazy monster fight. Like in the beginning, there was like this like Rancor that came out.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh my god!
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
a giant,
Awesome.
ginormous version came out.
Yeah,
Like I don't know
I
what
thought
that's
that
called,
was really
but that
cool.
thing was crazy huge. I mean,
Yeah, that was badass. Why can't that
That's
be in
what
the
they
game?
used in the trailer for Force Unleashed too.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I do.
yeah.
Hey, could you imagine a Terrentitech Rancor thing?
Yeah.
That
What
would
was-
be great.
What was
Rent-
the thing they
with
made
the
in
horns?
Dawn of the
Scary enough as
Jedi?
it is.
Those Sheriff 42 are so badass. I want that to be the game. What the fuck?
Dawn of the Jedi had the Rancor with bat wings.
Oh yeah,
that
the
was
Rancor
weird.
dragons.
That was weird as shit.
It's called
Yeah, I was like,
That actually does sound kind of cool.
Rings. As it adapts.
But you see, I kind of like the idea of the Dawn of the Jedi era because they kind of just do a bunch of weird stuff that that's never really been done. Like from what I heard, it was like the Jedi weren't always light-sided or whatever,
right,
And
they're
the
trying to
Sith weren't always evil.
It was.
Right.
I thought it was weird. I honestly thought Dawn of the Jedi series was kind of weird.
I
I
liked
like
it.
Jedi.
I liked how the Jedi didn't have lightsabers to begin with.
Yeah, I
And
like
the
that too.
Sith did, and it took the dark side energy.
No,
to turn on
it wasn't the
blade.
Sith. It was the Rakatan.
The Rakatan,
Yeah,
but
Yeah, they're not Sith.
Wait, well, what was Sith Blade?
technically not.
Sith Blade, Sith Blade, what that's it.
Guys, any of you read on Lost Tribe of the Sith?
No,
No, I have not
Yeah.
I
yet.
didn't heard that book.
It's actually pretty decent. It's all a bunch of short stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah, but
adapted one of the
Jack
short
Miller.
stories into a comic.
It's
The
a sequel.
Spiral.
Yeah,
It's a sequel.
yeah, they did. I think. No, that was an original story. It
Oh,
wasn't
was it?
adapted. No,
Was it?
yeah, it
I was,
was
talk-
original.
I was talking to John Jackson Miller. He said that the comic is like the sequel after the short stories.
Okay.
It's like the what?
Interesting.
John Jackson Miller said on the comic is the sequel to Lost Tribe of the Sith.
John Jackson Miller's a sellout.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because, like,
you
you-
want to dash Rendar.
Shots were fired.
The guy- Okay. All right, Tristan, explain yourself.
Okay, I get it. He has to make a living and all,
Yeah,
but he kind of dissed the fans. He was like, "Oh, they'll get over it. They'll watch
Yeah.
episode 7."
totally
Kinda
agree.
felt super. I was like, "Yo, you're." They're discarding your work and you're just going along with it.
Yeah, I know. He made such
Yeah.
great works like Knights of the Old Republic. He did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
And then he's just like another minute. He's just like, oh, I don't want to talk about it.
Jedi
Yeah.
Knight.
I mean, but then again, I kind of see why he's less sympathetic is because from what I heard, he writes, what is it, Marvel or DC, which undergoes reboots like all the time.
Also,
Probably Marvel.
Well,
Marvel does more of
These
them than
people
DC.
also
Marvel does not do reboots.
Yeah,
DC
so I
did
mean-
the new 52, but I mean they don't reboot as often as Marvel does. Marvel retcons
Well,
constantly.
Yeah,
Marvel's
they
kind of
kind
nifty.
of Spidey with maybe
Both
Target.
Marvel and DC are a mess.
Okay.
Okay, simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the
DC have a reboot the universe.
continuity with the comic stories.
What was that, Edward?
I like Dark Horse because any of the stuff they do, they're trying to keep everything in order.
Yeah.
Dark
I
Horse-
bet you Marvel stories will contradict the hell out of each other.
Dark
Me
Horse-
too.
Well, Marvel has like 616 different alternate universes or whatever because their whole thing is such a continuity snarl.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, it's
Yo, this,
Yeah.
this
There's
is
a-
legit.
yeah. Brian Michael Bendis explains it in his Avengers run before the Marvel Now Avengers run, Like it's a totally explained. Like there's an Age of Ultron universe. There's like a Secret Wars universe, and then like this event coming up is going to combine them all together. Like it's
You're
crazy. Like it's Flashpoint all over again.
When
This time you're good. Wait, Flashpoint was good.
Flashpoint is good. I will say that.
The film is good, but after Flashpoint goes downhill.
I don't
fuck
understand how people to take Marvel stuff. It's so just confusing.
The only books I read are Spider-Man and Spider-Girl. That's it.
Yeah, the Ultimate Universe is easy to follow.
Yeah.
I like.
Don't be Ultraman.
The video games to the movies. That's it.
You know, I used to be a huge fan of Spider-Man though back when I was a kid. So I mean, I kind of did like Marvel, but I was never hardcore into it. You know, I never got into the comics.
I used to be really hardcore into Marvel myself. I really got into it, but I lost track after like a couple months, and I was completely out of it. I couldn't keep track of everything that was going on.
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
X-Men is a huge mess.
Oh yeah.
Well, Marvel itself, like every month or every day, it changes completely.
Yes.
I have my certain favorite things that I recommend to readers wanting to get into Marvel, which consist of the Jeff Straczynski run of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. The Max, anything Max titled, if you're over a certain age.
Oh man, that's Max are good. Very violent.
Except for there's a couple of really bad ones, like Black Widow Max is awful. Howard the Duck Max
Punisher is really good. Punisher is really good.
Max.
Madness is. But also, I recommend the Ultimate Universe because that's easy to keep track of. But not Ultimate Fantastic Four because that's awful. The Ultimate.
I used to read all Ultimate stuff as well, but I lost track, and now I can't.
Well, when they tried to destroy the Ultimate Universe, and then had second thoughts. Yeah, Ultimate. And then when they killed Peter Parker off in the Ultimate Universe is when things got weird. When Miles Morales.
Well, Miles Morales is still a good character.
Yeah, I like him, but that's when everything got weird.
What do you think about the Clone Saga?
Well, you know what, guys? You ever played the Spider-Man on PS1?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
That's the only thing
Spider-Man 2
in Marvel. That's it.
What are some other good Marvel? The Avengers run with Brian Michael Bendis is good.
Yeah, that was good. Brian Michael Bendis.
Civil War I liked.
Clone Saga.
Yeah, Civil War was good.
Civil War pissed me off because the ending.
All right, guys. Let's stick to Star Wars.
Let's
go.
One more thing while we're still on.
Okay.
Did anyone ever read Runaways?
Oh, I love Runaways.
I never read Runaways. Sorry. Like,
Runaways is my favorite.
Under that Tsunami title that Marvel had.
Which one?
You know, Tsunami was when they tried to get into manga. They tried to do a manga style.
Oh yeah.
Runaways was supposed to be part of that, but it didn't. It was the only thing successful out of that. Yeah, it was supposed to be part of the Tsunami run, and then was that Brian K. Vaughan wrote it, and he said, and he's the only reason that survived.
Yeah, I mean, I loved Runaways, and just recently I read the Avengers Arena and Avengers Undercover.
Yeah.
I liked Avengers Arena because it's so self-aware. It's totally a rip-off of Hunger Games.
Yeah,
completely rips it off, but it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It is? Oh.
Yeah, it is actually really good.
It's good. It's good. The first issue is free on Comixology if you want to check it out.
Yeah, you should definitely do
that.
Yeah.
One also big area at the end of the mall was Open Brother and Open Pride. But other than that, Open X-Men was good. But then it got stupid.
That's Mark Millar. He goes through phases.
Brilliant and
terrible.
Then the ending time, and then we do what the fuck? The ending pissed me off over Apocalypse. God, I hate that story so much because that's so much potential.
Well, let's get back
Yeah.
to Star Wars then.
Yes. Dude,
It's the sidetrack again.
I'm not calling out leave.
You want to talk about more about the episode 7, Trevor?
I feel like we should talk about that later. It's getting pretty late, so
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
we could talk about that next time. I'm actually going to be doing a podcast, like I mentioned in the beginning. So I'll be doing a one-on-one discussion with you guys about what we love about the EU. Just want to mention it to you guys out there, and I also want to mention that I'm doing a special review series of the Tales of the Jedi series, as you guys see on the top right there. Of each of the stories. Yeah, right there. Yeah, there you go.
It's good someone's getting to them quickly because they're in my list of things to review.
You have to read them. I'm actually going to be doing reviews.
I have read them all, so
I love them. I actually have the
Read 'em.
paperback, omnibus, and have all the issues myself.
Lucky.
That's how obsessed I am with the series.
You
I
you
love
even
the
have
series.
you even have the Freedom Nad Uprising?
I do have Freedom Net Uprising.
What's
I
the
just
that is
actually
like-
don't have Redemption. I don't have
Redemption's my
paperback
favorite.
and issues. I don't have those.
Redemption was good. I really liked Redemption.
I love the art in Redemption.
I did
Yeah,
too.
it was a change. It was
It was so weird, but it was so good too.
It was so
I-
samurai-esque.
I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of 90s artwork, but I feel like Tales of the Jedi really works. It's like really good art style.
I think it worked most of the time. Yeah.
Oh, 90s. Extreme!
My favorite, my most favorite author right now I'm reading is Sword the Mind's Eye because I'm also reading the comic adaptation.
Okay.
I love
The artwork of the comic version of Splinter of the Mind's Eye was really good as well.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, you know
It
what?
is.
I'll admit this right now. I didn't like the cover of Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Really?
Why?
like this.
The cover? I didn't either.
Yeah,
I never wanted these comic stories,
It's
I
so
like it.
iconic, though, of early EU.
Right.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, everyone
I
knows
just-
that cover.
I just
I
wasn't.
didn't like it though.
Yeah.
EU in general.
It's better than a lot of the covers. Like, if you ever read the Dark Horse did a miniseries of Han Solo at Star's End, those have awful covers.
But there
Really,
was, like,
they-
stories,
Issue
right?
2 looks so funky. Like, Han Solo's drawn really gaunt looking. He's just weird. It's weird to look at.
There's also
He had an eating disorder.
There's
Give him
also
a
the-
break.
there's also these other comics I'm not a fan of. It was it's the Star Wars, the Clone Wars comic by Dark Horse. I was looking. I have some of those comics, and I look at them. They kind of look really just like childish kind of look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One started episode and season 5 actually that one of the comic stories, the Strape story.
What was it? Can you repeat that?
One episode from one actually adapted one of the comic storylines from that comic to the show. It was season 5.
Slaves of the Republic, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Wait,
But they changed it up quite a bit in the show. Like it was really good as a comic, I think, and then they just kind of fucked it up in the show, which
When-
is
When was it in the comic?
from what I heard, they changed, they rehashed the Dirge and the Gungans or whatever.
Oh, the beginning?
Well,
Oh, that's in the
not
beginning of...
Gungan. They were not Gungan. They were Soviet people.
Well, yeah, because Gungans would be too familiar
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah,
That makes sense why they changed that.
I just got them because they were cheap, and plus since Dark Horse is going to be stopped pretty soon, that's why I got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Dark Horse can have all their Dave Filoni comics or whatever. Give me the old stuff.
I
Yeah,
actually own
exactly.
a Dave Filoni comic. It came with the movie. It's Shipyards of Doom. It actually
comic
wasn't
good or the-
that bad.
Okay. I think I
but-
did read that one.
But it's when they
Yeah.
all get frozen in carbonite and they get snuck in.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
doesn't
I
make
did
any
that then.
sense because Darth Vader doesn't know that in Empire that he doesn't know if Luke will survive the carbon freezing, so he has a test
Yeah.
on Han Solo.
Yeah.
Han
Oh,
Solo.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, yo, because I remember I was looking up carbon freezing and I saw something about Clone Wars, you know, and I didn't think of that.
Because the only other time they carbon froze before Han Solo, it was in the Bounty Hunter video game, and that guy got what was that? What was the Montrose tortured that guy by sticking him into the carbon freezing thing at first.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And didn't they do that in Tales of the Jedi also? Like
It's something. It wasn't carbon freezing though.
What was it? Alima.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know, the people who started the Craft Rebellion, I think they dumped their parents in carbonate.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right.
The Sith one, Masters and Students of the Force. Wikipedia.
Oh. And then you read Allegiance?
But didn't they all die in Tales of the Jedi?
Which one? Who?
When they dipped them in the carbonite? Didn't they all?
So.
Yeah, I thought they all died, and it was really.
Yeah, yeah, they did die.
I think they did.
So it was Allegiance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was carbonite when I read it. I thought it was something else. That was just.
It could have been something else. I thought it was carbonite, but the last time I read Tales of the Jedi was probably 5 years ago. So
That's probably the time I read it as well.
Time to get back into it.
yeah. Now Diego keeps talking about it, so I'm like, I need to go check those out in the library again.
Here you go. I'll give you one of my issues. I'll give you some of my issues right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I got stuff though for Omnibus.
I got the omnibus too. I got all of this, the issues, the paperbacks, and the omnibus.
How is that possible?
Yeah, I'd love a complete run of that.
Because like, if you look at Fall of the Sith Empire and the issues, they're all actually connecting. They're all connecting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they all try to connect. Like if you see on the third, I know it's really hard to see, but like if you see on the third issue to the fourth issue, the lightsaber actually goes to the fourth issue, like a little bit. Like it all connects. I love that, the Egyptian styled artwork. I don't know why, I just love it to death.
I liked it. Fall of the Sith Empire, how that one Jedi had a battery pack to power up his lightsaber.
Yeah,
a couple of them had that actually. A couple of them had that. I love that.
And
that
the
was
Sith,
cool.
I love that
Lords all had swords.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorite scenes, like in all of Star Wars, is the duel between was it Bodo Sias
And Exar Kun.
and Exar Kun in the Senate chamber? How like all the senators are just watching because they can't do anything.
Yeah.
And he's fighting Exar Kun's double-bladed lightsaber with a
staff.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was so cool with his Force energy. He just channeled it through there.
Exar Kun is one of the, like, he's next to Boba Fett to me. He is that awesome. He is an amazing guy.
I have a friend who there's only two characters he likes in Star Wars. I mean, three characters he likes in Star Wars. Anakin, Exar Kun, and Starkiller, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I never realized.
I love that character. But what sucks even more, they let kind of story of what they want to levels.
Yeah, for Rebels.
Pisses me off. What the fuck?
Oh, I want to mention this. This is really funny. How in every, like, I think it was in Tales of the Jedi. I don't know when it starts, but throughout every story, you know how Kay Queldromo, he gets his arm chopped off.
Right.
It happens like 2 or 3 times later through every story. It is so, and it's the same arm. Like he gets it cut off.
I thought it was so weird in the
was so
Jedi.
funny.
The one thing I didn't like about Tales of the Jedi was in the middle, someone bleeds out from getting hit with a lightsaber, which we all know cauterizes the wound.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
No,
Well, if you remember in the movies, like A New Hope,
That's true.
Obi-Wan cuts off that guy's and it's bleeding, and then in Phantom Menace, Obi-Wan cuts Darth Maul in half, and you see a blood spray.
That is true. I think
So
okay. I have an idea then when they cut Luke's hand off and it doesn't do that. George was so worried that kids were going to have issues with Empire that he went to a child psychologist because because everyone likes Luke when they're a kid. Everyone loves they want to be Luke Skywalker. So he was worried that the hero losing and getting his hand cut off was just going to be too dark for kids.
What?
He also did the same thing because Ivan
Like,
Kershner
he
is a
won.
dark like director. Like he directed RoboCop 2, so he can
Yeah.
do things that are over the top. That's why the Han Solo torture sequence was actually longer at one point, and George went to a child psychologist to see if that'd be okay, and so that's why certain things were changed.
But
Wow.
It's weird,
Did you know?
Yeah, I was wondering why that was always so short.
Obi-Wan cutting off that guy's arm, and you basically see blood coming out of his arm on the floor.
Right.
Why
Hey,
would that?
did you know-
That was too friendly.
Did you know that this is kind of slightly off subject, but it follows along with the whole George Lucas and kids thing. When they made Temple of Doom, when like the ratings board first saw it, they wanted to rate it R,
Yeah,
but it wasn't because they didn't have PG-13 back then.
yeah,
So-
that's
Yeah, they didn't.
So they actually created PG-13 because of that movie.
yeah.
Oh,
Spielberg
wow.
pushed for that actually. That and Gremlins,
Right.
because Gremlins is a really dark movie.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be a PG.
When will happen? A PG film, I guess.
James Bond, going at PG, and blood and violence.
Yeah.
You know, let me tell you guys something kind of cool. We're both did one time. He took his jetpack, and his jetpack has a rocket launcher, right?
Yep.
And he took it, and he put it on, strapped his jetpack on some sort of guy, and he basically just kicked the jetpack, and basically the guy, whoever was on it, he flew, and basically it flew into a one of those, what do you call those monsters again? Arachnos?
Rancors?
Rancors?
Yeah, Rancors
Rancors.
mountain, basically it blew up.
Nice.
Where is this from again?
Yeah, blood ties.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Is it in the first Blood Ties or is it the second?
First blood ties, but I'm just like,
I've never read the first one.
I never read this
like,
book.
yo,
I
First
don't.
one is really good. I recommend that.
I'm
Second
trying
one
to find
gets
it.
weird.
Well, the second one is Boba Fett is dead, which is
Yeah, like the first issue is Boba Fett is dead, and then it has the second issue like, oh, he's alive. Yeah.
Okay,
He's not really dead.
Did
hold on.
How do you stick that pit? That's what I still
I was
wonder.
just thinking of obscure Star Wars comics. Did you guys ever read Tag and Bank?
yes.
No.
Yes, I
That
have it right
is
there.
hilarious.
Look at that shit. Look at that. Look at that right there.
That's
Right there.
the
You see that? I have that. That is the funniest. Those are
I
the
know.
funniest things
What's-
ever. I
what's
love
the-
Talking Bank.
I
They
especially
also have
love
the
Tag
Tales
and
version.
Bank are dead.
They also have a Tales version of Tog and Bink.
Yeah, they do.
It's just
Yeah, that's
like
where they came from
it's
originally.
just
right?
like the special edition. Just like the special edition. That's what they. Yeah, the idea came from that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I liked how in the last issue of Tag and Bank, it's like the prequel, and then like Anakin like knights them during the raid
I have that.
on the Jedi Temple. That's so hilarious.
I thought it was funny
That
how
sounds so
in that
funny.
one, how they're telling Anakin what to say to Padme to
Yeah.
introduce her.
It's so funny.
Tristan, I'm guessing you've never read Tag and Bink.
No, I'm not a
No.
huge comic guy.
Look it
I
up.
read that comic.
Look it up. It's only 2 issues. It's literally just 2 issues. Read these 2 issues. You'll thank me later. They're funny as
Oh, that's
anything.
If you can get a hold of the trade, it's worth buying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trade's a little hard to get now, but almost all of them are hard.
You know what's
Yeah.
hard to get
This
though?
is not
Also,
quite
the
hard to find.
You know,
of, the
I'm using
movie.
it as an example.
there's like some really hard ones right now. Like Chewbacca's hard.
Yeah.
Union's hard. I got that for a sweet deal the other
The
day.
Old Republic, that's probably hard to find.
Yeah. With another Jedi versus Sith is the hardest.
Yeah, that's the hard. That is so hard to
And
find.
it's
I love-
awful.
I
It's
love
awful
Jedi
on top
versus
of that. I thought it was
Different.
awful.
That is dark. It is pretty
Wait,
dark.
that's the one with Darth Bane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark
Yeah.
Bane!
It actually connects to the Darth Bane book. It's actually just pretty much the
I
same.
heard it was an adaptation.
The
No,
Darth
it
Bane
came
books.
first. It came before the
Yeah.
Darth Bane.
Yeah, it came, but yeah.
I remember when it
Yeah,
came out when I was
Darth
little.
I
It is-
I
it is
actually
dark.
love Jedi versus
It is-
Sith.
it is pretty dark.
though.
Like,
Do you
Look at
have,
Darth Bane.
do you have the
Darth Bane was
paperback or do you have the 30th anniversary hardcover? Because those are the only two printings.
Which Darth Bane?
Jedi vs. Sith.
Oh,
Paperback.
Wait, which Darth
You have to
Bane?
read
I
that.
have like the
Cover?
hardback of hardcover of Path of Destruction.
Oh, that's cool. There you go.
By the way, you know,
Look at Darth Bane. Darth Bane was in Clone Wars. You
I
haven't
got a
seen
sneak
six.
deal at Goodwill. I found Star Wars Labyrinth of Evil in hardcover for only $5.
Yeah, I got Labyrinth of Evil for in hardcover as well.
Dude, I really want to read those Clone Wars novels.
Which one?
What's going on? That's so cool. Like, what's
There's a
going on?
bunch of
Dude, was Apollo Commando with the Order 66. That book, I couldn't finish that book because I got so bored throughout the game. But it did have my favorite character, Scorch 5th and 7th. No, wait,
Which
7th.
book was that again?
Order 66. Alright.
Dude, Order 66 was like
Yeah,
one of the
alright, I
best.
gotta go. See you guys.
Let's
I got that movie.
Yep, see ya.
So yeah,
Yeah.
If you're gonna
Nah,
read
man.
any Clone Wars novels, you should definitely read Shatterpoint.
Yeah, I bet-
have you
I
ever
read the
seen the
tie-in book.
Have you ever seen the movie Apocalypse Now?
No.
yes, I watched Redux, the 3-hour version.
I haven't seen that yet. I want to.
Don't. It's not worth it. It's too
Is it
long.
really?
It's
See,
hard
I-
to sit through. There's a reason that stuff was cut out.
Yeah.
There's
But,
an-
well, the original one for me was kind of hard to sit through. And
yeah, it is hard to
I
sit
like
through.
dark stuff. I really do. But that movie was just. Oh,
I
it was so
I
dark.
like it until they get to the place with where they find the guy.
Yeah,
That's when it went over the top for me, and I was like, okay.
I didn't. Yeah, it was understandable until they got to that place, and it's like.
Yeah, and then it didn't make any. I'm like, why is
Right.
this?
But Shatterpoint is basically Star Wars mixed with Apocalypse Now.
Wait, are you
You
talking
know,
about? Are you
I
talking
actually
about,
read it in
this
the
window?
novel.
Shatterpoint?
And
It makes
I think it's one of the. It's honestly one of the best novels, like one of the best fictional commentaries on like war that I've read.
Yeah, I've heard mainly good things about it, but I've heard some negative things about it as
Doesn't
well.
George Lucas write the introduction?
wait, guys. Are you talking about the book with Mace Windu?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I have that.
That was-
Because
But I need to. I should have got the paperback.
Shadows of Mindor, right?
That was a dark one too.
I have that.
Yeah.
I just have never gotten around to reading it because Matt Stover, I have to prep myself because his space battles are too technical for me.
So we talked about the one with Kid
Yeah.
the movie one.
Yeah, like I read Revenge of the Sith, and that took forever to read because the opening space battle took forever. In pacing.
Okay, now
And-
quick.
and
I'm
the
actually
book.
looking forward
The
to
game of
the
the book.
Revenge of the Sith novel too.
It's good. It's just hard to get into.
Oh, okay, now compare it with the movie and the book. What's better, you think?
Oh, I'm not a big fan of Revenge of the Sith, to be honest. I don't like the prequels all that much. I respect what they are. And I respect the technology that went into them, but I think that they are not written well as screenplays, and
No.
I don't think they're acted well either.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a
I don't
reason
like
Natalie
that.
Portman couldn't get work after Revenge of the Sith. She came out
Oh.
recently and said that, and there's a reason. She was the bland Queen Amidala.
I can't
Her
breathe.
acting is bland.
Yeah.
At least she's hot though.
Yeah, I mean, to the end when the battle. I mean, come on.
I like the final battle in Revenge of the Sith until they start swinging around, and then I'm like, okay, they would burn up by now. My logic starts to
It's
come
the
in.
Force.
Oh, okay.
Big the
Okay.
Force.
Oh, and that's the other reason, Jar Jar. Jar Jar and little Anakin with its
Yeah.
it's working.
I'm pretty sure like the actor who played as Anakin is like the most mocked person of all time.
Yeah, he blames George Lucas for ruining his life.
Yeah, his
He's
life
come
is
out
just-
and say that.
Yeah, he hates whenever people acknowledge him for Star Wars.
Hey, Anakin!
You know what's really bad? These guys, Red Letter Media, they did a 7-part review of the Phantom Menace.
Uh-huh.
and they actually met him. I can't remember his name on the top off the top of my head.
Jake Lloyd.
Seeing him in real
Jake
life
Lloyd?
now, it's just freaky.
They met him, and then one of them's like, "Oh, have you seen the 7-part Phantom Menace review by Red Letter Media?" And he immediately didn't want to talk to them anymore.
Hey,
I was like, "Oh, jeez."
at least he didn't end up like some drunk addict like what's his
Macaulay
face?
Culkin from
Yeah.
Home Alone.
What's it
Yeah,
called
Home
again?
Alone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Macaulay.
Those are Home Alone 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, with 5 with Malcolm McDowell as the villain.
Why was there
I think
5?
Because
hell's wrong with that?
Malcolm McDowell had to he had to pay parking tickets probably.
No.
You know?
The only movie I've seen Malcolm McDowell in, because I only watched the first Home Alone, and that was it. I was like, this is bullshit. But the only movie I've seen him in was Star Trek Generations.
Oh,
I think
jeez. Pick the worst Star Trek movie. I'm
I
sorry.
actually kind of liked it. I've seen them all, but I actually kind of liked it. But First Contact is definitely my favorite.
I don't like any of the TNG ones. My favorite Star
Really?
Trek movie of all time actually is Wrath of Khan.
Oh yeah,
God!
With Star Trek Star Trek 6 in a close second.
yes, the Undiscovered Country was amazing.
The Undiscovered Country. I actually like 5 a lot. I just watched 5 and 6. And
Was that
the one where Spock's brother's trying to find God.
Yeah, it was
It's-
okay.
It's so weird and out there that I like it, and I also love 4
Right.
with the whales.
Yes. Yeah, I was actually discussing that with my dad the other day. He's like, I hate the one with the whales. I was like,
Really?
I really like it because it's
It's
pretty
the-
much all fan service.
It's the closest thing to the TV show.
Yes, yes.
And considering that the ones before it were a boring 2001 ripoff, a good but dark one that didn't really fit the show, and then the biggest
Oh my.
cop-out of all time.
The search for Spock. Yeah, it totally was.
They realized that killing off Leonard Nimoy was probably a bad idea.
You don't just
If
kill
they were
him.
going to be...
Oh no! Oh no! We're discussing Star Trek. You
Yeah.
can't be
On a
you can't be a fan of Star
How
Wars
could
and
you?
Star Trek. That's illegal.
Indiana
that-
Jones' books.
Maybe that dooms the new Star Wars movie, because J.J. Abrams directed Star Trek. And
Just wait.
Hey, man, I like the Star Trek movies.
Wait.
I like the Star Trek movies.
I liked the first one, but I didn't like Into Darkness.
I liked Into Darkness.
Because
See, the reason-
Spock screaming and running around beating up Khan.
Yeah, I did not like that part, but I thought Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan really sold it.
Yeah,
it
that,
for me. I
that
thought he
was
great.
cool.
The reason I really
I
like
think
Into
that's the fact that
Darkness.
JJ is going to put something from Star Trek into Star Wars.
He tried doing that with Star Trek as well. He tried to make he made
Yeah,
San Francisco look like Coruscant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ice cubes in Into Darkness when Jim Kirk is at the bar, they drop a round ice cube into his drink. That's a Death Star shaped ice cube.
Oh my god.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking you. And there's that fight between the Enterprise and that
R2.
big overcompensation ship. There's wreckage everywhere,
Mhm.
and there's R2 somewhere in that wreckage. I haven't spotted.
You just addressed my biggest problem with Into Darkness was the fact that it's trying to pay homage to Wrath of Khan, which the whole thing I liked about Wrath of Khan was Khan outwitted Kirk in an insufficient ship compared to the Enterprise.
Right.
And then, get this, in the episode, you're going to see a whole entire asteroid field, and basically you're going to see a bunch of broken ships, you're going to find that one ship from Star Trek. That's who's going to be there.
We can all agree that Nemesis is far worse than pretty much...
I actually love Nemesis.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Why?
I didn't like Nemesis. I did not like that.
I'm not entirely certain.
Is it just so bad it's good for you? Is that?
I don't know. Honestly, I prefer the Next Generation over the original Star Trek. That's just me personally. My favorite Star Trek series was Deep Space Nine.
We're talking about
okay.
Star Wars.
Hold on. Okay, let me just bring one more thing about Star Trek though. What J.J. Abrams did very well is that he resurrected Star Trek when it seemed all but dead in the water. Okay, I give him credit for that.
I'm not going to argue with you.
All but dead.
Paramount basically ran into the
resurrected Star Trek. I had no idea what Star Trek was until he had the first movie come out, and then I watched the original series, and then I watched Next Generation. Yep. I have to thank J.J. Abrams for that. Okay.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams one was the second one. My family rented Insurrection, and I had no idea what was going on in Insurrection.
Insurrection. You really have to have been a fan beforehand before you saw Insurrection.
Yeah, and it was just weird, and the Baku were in it. And they looked like a JCPenney's commercial.
I liked how they were pulling like their face back and everything. I thought it reminded me of Doctor Who with that one woman who's just skin. Moisturize me.
Moisturize me. Moisturize me. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, you said that in Star Trek.
Yeah, we gotta bring this in. Oh,
all
shit.
Right. I think it's been long enough as it is.
What are you talking about? We still
we have to go on another hour.
To go.
Come on. We got 1 hour to go. How long has it been? 2.5 hours?
Yeah, at 2:40. It says on
Jesus,
YouTube.
Wow.
And that has like a couple minute delay on it. So.
Okay. All right. We got to do this again, guys. We really do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, we could talk about Star Wars, Marvel, whatever, Star Trek, anything you guys want. We'll talk about it next time.
It's already it is canon that we are all like major nerds, so we can talk about pretty much anything.
Yeah, that's for sure. But if you want to talk about something else, I have no problem with that.
Right.
No problem with that at all. But this was just the first episode of the Star Wars Reviews group, Facebook group. Make sure you guys follow us on Facebook, and if you guys want to post anything, any Star Wars material in the post, or you want to put in a movie form, you're more than welcome to do that. I will end it right here, guys. So make sure you guys say goodbye.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
See ya.
Peace out, I love that. I love that, Jeremy.
I can't top that. So.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Let me stop it right.